to lose. You were meant to be here tonight.
This is it. This is our destiny. Now is the time.
We got to go out there and we got to take it, right? Take it. The take was yours.
If you can do that, gentlemen.
I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners.
If you do that, we cannot lose.
And now it's time for the pageantry of high school football in the coal regions on your live local sports leader T102 and streaming at T102radio.com.
A border rival is brewing as the Blue Mountain Eagles and Pine Grove area Cardinals get set to meet on the gridiron as members of the Schuylkill League. Both teams have seen their fair share of competitive, close ball games to start the season, but tonight's matchup brings us to the midpoint of 2020. Blue Mountain has outgained their last two opponents, however, have found themselves on the wrong side of the ledger. Jack Dean has proved capable taking the helm for the Eagles and directing an offense that still seeks to find some balance. Bryce Hensley and Gavin Bartholomew give the young signal caller options in the passing game. For the Cardinals, Josh Leininger has really stepped up his leadership this season and is a dual threat to tuck and run or hook up with the capable hands of Shea Morgan. Brody Robinson provides a mix of power and speed running downhill on every carry. Can the Eagles soar and defend their nest tonight? Or will the Cardinals make their territory larger and find the win column for the first time this year? The Battle of the Birds is about to unfold tonight as Pine Grove area is at Blue Mountain tonight on T102 Sports.
The following is a sports presentation of the Pottsville Broadcasting Company and T102 Radio.
The T102 High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by the following community-minded sponsors. Black Rock Truck and Equipment. We focus on one customer at a time. You. Joe Thurs Automotive. Get world-class repairs by a world-class technician. Daywall and Legal Hardware Incorporated, Schuylkill County's Harmon Stove headquarters. Mac Tools, they're not just tools, they're Mac Tools. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. TB Landscaping Supply, make your property the all-star in your neighborhood. HB Steel & Sons Oil Company, providing year-round comfort since 1947. The Burke Schuylkill Oil Heat Association. Modern oil heat, warm, safe, and reliable. Aaron's Sale and Lease. Trust Chet and find the big score. CACL Financial. You won't find a better fiduciary relationship anywhere. Easy rent to own. Bad credit, no problem. Everyone's approved. OIP Pottsville, where the food is flame smoking good. Wiener Iron and Metal Incorporated, recycling for our future. Phoenix Physical Therapy. At Phoenix, you can recover, recharge, and rise. Rinaldi Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Drive happy. Vito Rinaldi Chevrolet. Check out the all-star lineup on the Gold Star Highway. Adelphia Seafood. There's fresh and there's Adelphia Fresh. Fish and seafood so fresh, you'll swear it was just reeled in. Reynolds Consumer Products. We create products people love. MI Windows and Doors, the clear choice. There's a lot that goes on behind our windows. Sunbury Motor Company. SMC is where you want to be. The T102 High School Football Game of the Week is also made possible by the following local businesses.
Daughtery's Heating and Air Conditioning. We can help you in the dead of winter or the sweltering summer with one quick call. Bark Rentals. From construction rentals and hardware to party tents of all sizes, no job is too big or too small. Werner Lumber, your helpful place for kitchen design with over 50 years of experience. BG's Value Markets, 4 convenient locations to serve you in Pine Grove, Minersville, Millersburg, and Jonestown. NFI Industries, we pride ourselves on delivering completely customized supply chain solutions no matter the industry. And Grabowski Funeral Home at Schuylkill Memorial Park, the only combination cemetery and funeral home situated at one convenient location in the area. Let's head to the Eagle's Nest as Blue Mountain hosts Pine Grove area. Here's our broadcast team of John Powers and Chaz Hepler.
And they'd like to remind all high school football fans to enjoy the weather outside but stay warm and cozy inside this heating season. Contact one of their member dealers for the best in home heating comfort. Remember, each member dealer is a local full-service company with roots in our community. And speaking of roots in the community, John, this ball game back on the schedule, been absent for a couple years, but this is a little bit of a border war.
It absolutely is. 1999 was the last time they played, but forgotten in many people's minds. It used to be a regular game years ago. But this is an interesting night, Chaz, because, in my opinion, these are the two best losing teams in all of the area. They've been in every game, played tough schedule. Both teams have played tough schedules and so on. And a little snake bitten with, especially on the Blue Mountain side, the last 2 games. But Pine Grove has played well all year long. They just ran into some buzzsaws against, let's just say, some bigger and better teams. Let's be honest. Tonight should be a dandy, though, because I think they're both looking to right the ship.
And they are. And, you know, if you look at their last common opponent, it is Jim Thorpe. Last week, Pine Grove falls to Jim Thorpe, 16-9. The week before that, Blue Mountain loses to Jim Thorpe in a close ball game. And the interesting factor that each have from that game against the Olympians is that they both outgained Jim Thorpe in the ballgame in total yards of offense and still lost. Jim Thorpe's defense or special teams set the tone. So I got to say that these two teams are very much evenly matched.
Oh, I think going in, and we got a chance to talk to both coaches, but I think they both feel that way. They're both coming along with their kids. No big surprise here. Blue Mountain's going to throw a lot of running backs at you. Very balanced offense where so far this year, Pine Grove Cardinals have done their greatest damage through the air.
You know, the interesting thing, Scoop News, Justin with us again tonight. If you're out there listening and you're looking on the normal Blue Mountain feed, which is sponsored by Carmelo's Roman Delight, Daughtery's Heating and Air Conditioning, and Garland Communication Systems, they were gracious enough to allow that website to kind of close off tonight to allow Scoop News and T102 to take care of the production here tonight at the Eagle's Nest. So Justin is here. We've got the feed up on Scoop News on Facebook and also at scoopnews.com. But, John, you said talking about these two great coaches, Frank Gaffney, a young fella, all full of vibrancy, I guess is the best way you could put it.
Piss and vinegar.
He had a very interesting conversation with you last night. And let's hear what Frank has to say coming into tonight's ball game.
Frank, here we are, big game against the Blue Mountain Eagles. I have to use a phrase. Both of you have had kind of seasons where you're a little bit snake bitten. You had a tremendous game against Notre Dame Green Pond, ran into kind of a machine with North Schuylkill, and then lost the toughie to Jim Thorpe. Tell us a little bit, because I'm looking at numbers, scoring 16, giving up 31. Obviously, you're going to have to do better on the defensive side. You said that early in the season. Tell us pretty much where you are for this big game against the Eagles?
Like I said, starting week 1 and week 2, and then in the last week, each week we're getting better. Those young guys, the talk today to them was, you guys are no longer freshmen. This is your 4th game of your high school career now. You guys aren't freshmen no more. I'm holding you to a higher standard. Those mental mistakes, those shooting the wrong gap, landing the wrong way, that's just not going to cut it anymore. Green Pond, we made a lot of mistakes, but they played into our game and we were all right. North Schuylkill getting banged up. They're big, physical, well coached. They pulled away in the second half and we just ran out of steam. We recalibrated, changed a bunch of things around going to Jim Thorpe week. I thought my kids played phenomenal. Realistically, we give up 1 offensive score versus them, 2 big plays, almost block punt. We're right there in that ball game, and we're driving to win that game with 40 seconds to go. So each week we're getting better, offensively and defensively. This has been the best week of practice so far. A lot of these kids, they're finally getting into that rhythm of beat of a varsity game.
And that is a big deal. A lot of people don't understand. That probably is the biggest difference as you step up on a varsity level, the speed. But you have some kids who have really played terrific this year. Leininger's having a heck of a year throwing the football, and I don't think anybody around as dynamic as Shea Morgan has been through these first 3 games?
No, I mean, it's hard because when you're the head coach of a bunch of players, everybody always, you're around your kids, you hold your kids to a higher standard, you see them develop, you see them grow. And I've said it from the beginning of the year, Josh Leininger, Shea Morgan, Brody Robinson, in my opinion, are 3 of the best players in the county. I mean, Brody Robinson has 21 tackles last week against Jim Thorpe. Shea Morgan had another big game at wide receiver. He was getting double coverage by their best corner, and they're hanging a safety over top of him. And then Josh, I mean, right now he's playing to the best level that we could. And we changed things around this year, and we built an offense around Josh Leininger. We knew, last week against Jim Thorpe, we just started running the zone read. I mean, he had almost 100 yards rushing in the second half against them.
Yeah, and that's been a big part of it. Leininger doing a lot of rushing. Robinson, of course, the horse very often. You look at other guys in the backfield. I look at Nye. Wolf has had some carries and so on. Do those guys got to step up a little more to make it so that they're not going to key all the time, especially on Robinson and Leininger?
Yeah, I mean, Aiden Nye, his reps have been cut back a little because he's a little banged up. He's a big defensive player for us. I put him week to week. He changes from corner to safety to outside linebacker to nose guard. He's my utility guy on defense. Wherever I need the best matchup, I usually put him. Defensively this week, he's in another position. So we're trying, because of our depth, we're really trying to limit guys going both ways. We know those 3 guys are going to go both ways. Wolf, this is only his 3rd year playing football, sophomore. We're easing him into it. We're trying to get him his touches, trying to get, when Robinson needs a blow, we try to get him in there to get some good varsity snaps under his belt. In the next 2 or 3 years, you got to look, our entire backfield's with me for the next 4 years. With Lane Lehman's going to be back there, Wolfie's back there, Mason Crow's coming back, our backup quarterback off an injury. We're behind those seniors. We're young, but we're trying to get those guys touches so, they get that varsity experience early.
Yeah, and you've always talked program from day one now. You have a big matchup against the Blue Mountain Eagles. They got off to a fast start with a big win. They lost 2 tough games, but they have a very even.
Okay.
They're almost the same in rushing and passing. Tell us a little bit about what to expect against these Eagles.
You going into the game, Bryce Ensley, in my opinion, is their best player in the field. I don't know truly what he is. He looks like a 6'5", 205-pound wide receiver. Kid's a vertical guy, goes up for the ball, phenomenal athlete, plays corner for them. The backfield, they're very balanced. Getting Dean out of the pocket is a big key for us, making him move. You go back and look at the games where they struggled, teams made Dean move, and they made him move out of the pocket. I mean, the kid's a sophomore. He's a heck of a quarterback. He's going to have a bright future. I think, personally, we match up very well against them. Our skill and coverage versus their wide receivers, and then, inside the box with Ibarra and Robinson versus their run game. I do. I think it's going to be a great showdown.
Well, I got to tell you, we have followed you since you stepped into that role, and despite the 0-3, I know you have a lot of confidence in your kids, so good luck against those Blue Mountain Eagles, and thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me.
Well, JP, when you take a listen to that interview, Frank seems to think his team is starting to trend in the right direction.
I don't think there's any question about it. You talk about coaches that come up with great lines. Him saying to his kids, you're no longer freshmen. You got 3 games under your belt. We had practice. You're in your 4th game. I don't want to hear this that you're freshmen. Now, you may not be as experienced as some of the other guys. You're varsity players. We heard it the other night. What did Tim Savage say? He wrote something on the board about nativity and said, "You're going to let them do that?" Sometimes simplicity is the best way to go.
Indeed. Well, John, it's time to play Where in the World Are Our Remote Game Reporters?
Ooh.
So Joey Shimo has filed a report. We'll find out where Joey is, and let's listen.
Joey Shimo reporting from Panther Valley Stadium for tonight's contest between the North Schuylkill Spartans and the Jim Thorpe Olympians. This is a home game for the Olympians at Panther Valley since their turf isn't done being installed yet. This game features 2-3 and OT. Will the Spartans' passing game continue to put up big numbers, or the Red Swarm Jim Thorpe defense impose its will? Stay tuned for more updates.
Well, there you have it, Joey in Panther Valley tonight to take in the North Schuylkill Spartans and Jim Thorpe Olympians. Another big Division I rivalry here going to go on in Lansford this evening.
Yeah, and there's that game, another big game, Pottsville and Tamaqua. Of course, Williams Valley, Monoy area, and Tri-Valley finally gets to start their season.
Indeed. Well, what do you say we take a time out here on the Burke Schuylkill Oil Heat Association pregame show? Their members take pride in not only delivering heating oil, but also offering heating and cooling services to satisfy all of your home energy needs. To find your local dealer, visit www.bsoha.org and visit the member search section. When we come back, we'll talk to Corey Mabry, the head coach of the Blue Mountain Eagles. It's all coming up as Pine Grove is in Orwigsburg to take on Blue Mountain tonight on T102 Sports.
Like what you're hearing with high school football on T102? Check out the video stream to see it with Skook News.
Back here at the Eagles Nest on the campus of Blue Mountain High School. Pine Grove area against Blue Mountain this evening on T102 Sports. And John, we had an opportunity, well, you had the opportunity to talk to Corey Mabry last night. And an interesting take, another guy that's not down low, even though the Eagles are still looking for their first win.
Yeah, and you'll hear him talk about where they are and why they're there. Corey's very honest about it.
Well, let's hear from Corey right now.
Corey, big game against the Pine Grove Cardinals. I already talked to Frank. I use a word for both your teams this year, kind of snake bitten. Both of you have had 3 games where you have a win, but highly competitive in all the games. And now you're coming up against another team who is kind of going through the same thing. I looked, Corey, 6 fumbles, and you lost 5 of them over the first 2 games. How much comes down to turning this around to limiting those kind of mistakes?
Well, that's been our motto. It's always our motto, but unfortunately, since the beginning of the season, it seems to be they're killing us. Other teams can get away with a turnover, and it doesn't bite them for whatever reason when we have a play not go our way. And they're high school kids. They're going to make mistakes. We get it, but it seems like it always leads to points or puts us in a position where it really hurts us. So that's it. In a nutshell, we feel that we're as good, if not better, than both teams that we lost to. We outstatted both teams. We felt outplayed them for the most part, and unfortunately, we came out with the one thing that matters the most, and that's the L's and the W's, the final scoreboard. So we got to fix it. That's the bottom line. We have to be more disciplined. We have to be a little bit more strict with our calls and everything, and make sure that we execute to the best of our ability.
Yeah, and Corey, you started off with that big win. Of course, Jack Dean, first start, had a tremendous game, but, and people start looking at films and so on. He hasn't been as successful as a sophomore. They're making him run around a little bit more. Talk about his development, because he's in a tough situation for a young kid.
Absolutely, and we know that we're putting him in a tough bind. He's a sophomore. He has all the tools that we like at the quarterback position. And again, as I said earlier, they're high school kids, and especially your seniors and juniors make mistakes. You can only imagine what's going through a young sophomore's mind. So we just have to keep him confident. I thought he had a great week of practice this week. We pretty much told him that, hey, you're going to make mistakes, but we got to make them at 100 miles an hour. Let's hope that we can limit those mistakes when they do occur, and hopefully they don't lead to big plays, whether it's missed motion on our offense, dropping the wrong way, rolling the wrong way, whatever. It's going to happen from time to time. We just got to limit them. So and he looked great. He did have a great week of practice. We're very pleased with his progression. We know that every week he's going to get better, and that's what we expect from him. And he knows it as well. He knows he's going to get better every single week. He's got to stay focused.
Well, you come in with a very balanced offense. Corey, 130 yards rushing on average, 124 passing. That's going to present problems. And your running backs, again, you run a bunch of guys, Johnson, Parker. Reniger's coming along, and your ability to throw the ball to those 2 big guys, and Hensley is just killing it this year. How much does that balance go in as you prepare and saying to the kids, look, we got to do both well?
Yeah, we know we have to. We do have that sort of been our motto for a couple of years, backed by committee, and we have it again now. We feel really confident with our slew of running backs that we have. We have some nice big running backs with some nice size. So it is important, and Hensley has been our go-to guy in the passing game. Now we're trying to get Gavin Bartholomew involved more. Teams are a little bit easier to maybe sort of take care of a tight end from time to time with the linebacker underneath him and a safety over the top. Bryce is now demanding a double team. So, but Bryce is our go-to right now. He's making big plays for us, and he's doing a great job. And he doesn't get recognized for is how great a secondary he's playing for us. He's our shutdown corner. And North Schuylkill last week, you're probably one of the best passing teams coming in. I think we hold him to under 20 yards passing, and that's our secondary was our defensive players of the week. We really praised them for the effort that they gave. Of course, it's not just them; it's the front getting pressure and the linebackers helping underneath it. But secondary and Bryce being the leader there is doing a fantastic job.
That's exactly where I was going, Corey. Even though you're 1-2, you're only giving up an average of 14 points a game. And guys like Holland and Martin, Sedilla have really stepped up. But as you mentioned, Hensley from that back position defensively has had a biggie, 2 interceptions already. He has 2 sacks on the season also, Corey. So he's very versatile in that part of the game. Talk about how your defense has really come along this year, that even when you struggled a little bit offensively, they've kept you in these games.
Absolutely. Our defense is playing fantastic. We have Dave Schiffer and Tom Gallagher sort of run our defense for us right now, and they're doing a fantastic job getting these kids ready each and every week. A lot of these kids are the same kids that play offense. We have a lot of two-way go guys. We have been struggling to run the ball. We felt really good about our effort running the football last week against North Schuylkill. We thought we turned the corner. We're hoping to get better at that. Our goal is to face it. Every team wants to win every Friday night, and we expect to win every week, and we expect to get better every week. So that's our goal, to get better on the running game, keep that passing game going, defense keep playing as solid as they have. And unfortunately, we're not getting a reprieve here. We got a quarterback coming in that's a very, very good athlete. They have a receiver that has putting up some impressive numbers. Pine Grove presents a huge problem for us, almost as much as North Schuylkill does with the athletes that they have. So it's not a week off right now. It's just reloaded, with more and more talent coming at us.
That's exactly where I was going, Corey. You face a Pine Grove Cardinals team. Leininger has had a terrific year. You mentioned Morgan. This is a team that kind of gets almost double through the air what they get on the ground on an average. How much does that change your preparation?
Well, it was sort of what North Schuylkill looked like coming into to our game last week. North Schuylkill was really chucking the ball, and not that they didn't run the ball well, but they obviously were having much more success throwing the football. We expect both. We know that they can run the football. We know the quarterback, if you give him a crack, he's going to run the ball and scramble. He has a very, very live arm, not just one receiver. They have multiple receivers who scare us. But we just feel, the defensive, that if we do our job, it's not going to be the exact same scheme we had for North Schuylkill, but, we feel like some of the things that we used last week are going to help us a little bit this week. We have some new wrinkles, to try to help shut down what they do. So we're hoping that the defense keeps playing as solid as they have, because they are doing very, very, very well. And in fairness to them, if you look at the points we've given up on defense, a lot of those were short porches. They were turnovers deep in our own territory that led to an easy touchdown, or one of the touchdowns was a botched punt a couple weeks ago that went over the punter's head and rolled around into the end zone. They scored on it. So the defense is putting some real serious numbers up right now. They're doing a fantastic job, and we expect them to keep doing it. We're not giving them a reprieve this week. They got to come out and play as better, if not better than they did last week.
Well, Corey, big game against these Pine Grove Cardinals, but do me a favor, take a look up to the press box and give me that big grandfather smile during the game, and send your family the best from me and Chaz.
Well, I appreciate that, and same to you and your family. It was great talking to you, and I appreciate all you guys do for high school sports. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Corey.
Hey, thanks, JP.
Well, John, there you have it. Corey Mabry thinking that, things could be the same as what they've seen this season.
Yeah, it's amazing because take the name away, take the team away. They both basically said the same thing. They've been there. They got to get over the hump. They expect a lot of players. And the biggie for Corey, and he's very honest about it, it's mistakes. It's mistakes. They've thrown 2 interceptions, but they've lost 5 fumbles in those first 3 games, and 2 of those very close games, less than a touchdown. So they got to clean that up. Frank said, we got to grow up. We got to play better, play stronger. He has a lot of guys going both ways. Puts a lot of pressure on those young kids.
Well, it's time for our easy rent-own keys to tonight's ball game. No credit, bad credit, no worries. Everybody gets approved, John. And what are your easy rent-own keys to the game tonight?
Well, I'm going to say the first team to get to 14 wins it. I think we're going to have a lower scoring game. That's just my opinion. Looking at a couple things here. First team to get to 14 wins.
Well, Lehigh Valley Health Network injury report, sports injuries or orthopedic needs. Lehigh Valley Physician Group is just a phone call away. Their unrivaled sports team has the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. Learn more at lvhn.org/sportsmedicine or call 888-402-LVHN. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. And everybody that's supposed to be dressed tonight for each team is dressed tonight. And the opening kickoff going to roll out of bounds as Aiden Nye lets it scoot out at the 22, and see what Coach Gaffney elects to do here.
Yeah, first flag of the game, and there's no time off the clock.
So our officials for tonight's game already trying to sort things out, JP. Who are they?
Yeah, running the show, Jim Tooby, Mike Eberwine, Scott Grimm, Mike Carney, and Anthony Dorso.
So Pine Grove will get the spot at the 35-yard line. Let's take a look at the Cardinals' offense. The tackles Ty Reynolds and Gary Pominville. Carter Rodenball and Colin Ibera, the guards. The center is Brennan Etzweiler. Aaron Crumrine at tight end. Shea Morgan, Dalton Giese, the receivers. Nick Wolf and Brody Robinson in the backfield with Josh Leininger, the quarterback tonight for Pine Grove area. And the Cardinals requesting to move to the near hash. Defensively for Blue Mountain tonight, the end, Shane Martin and JT Gockel, Gary Dieter and Logan Holland tackles. Tanner Sedella, Jack Dean, and Toby Renning are the linebackers. The corners, Bryce Hensley and E-Man Parker. Derek Wallace Savage and Josh Gibson will be the safeties. And Leininger keeps the football on first down and will be knocked backwards for a loss of 2.
Yeah, and they came out. 12. Everybody in the place, especially after they moved it to the hash, thought they were going to throw or run something wide. Leininger one step back, right up the middle. Blue Mountain was waiting for it.
So Leininger will stand in the pistol here. Behind him is Robinson, a 4-receiver look here for the Eagles. And they're going to hand it to the slot receiver, and that's Shea Morgan coming to the near side. Flag on the play. Morgan back to the line of scrimmage. We've got a hold against Pine Grove area. And let's see, does Corey Mabry say let's decline this and take the down, or does he push the Cardinals back the 10 yards from the spot? Now the spot is at the 28, yard line.
Spot foul.
He will decline and make it 3rd down and 12 here for Pine Grove area.
Well, he has confidence in his defense after 2 nice defensive plays right off the bat and puts Pine Grove in an uncomfortable position of 3rd and 12.
Don't forget, pay attention out there, either listening on T102 or watching on Skook News tonight. Pay attention for our Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game. And also we'll be sacking the sideline reporter tonight during our broadcast with those of you in the listening audience. Lining or rolling right. Pressure coming, unloads, incomplete, 4th and 12. And the Blue Mountain defense will stick a 3 and out here against the Cardinals to get things started.
Yeah, and I got to believe that's going to be a big part of the Blue Mountain defense is get him out of the pocket. He lines up in the shotgun, make him run, make him throw on the run.
So 4th down and 12. Morgan will drop back to punt it away. Bryce Hensley along with Toby Renninger back to receive. Low line drive by Morgan. Going to back Hensley up. He's not going to be able to make a return. Takes an eagle bounce at the Blue Mountain 34-yard line. I'll mark it there. And Blue Mountain's offense will take the field. The tackles are Shane Morton and Ross Bobbin. Jake Bobbin and Logan Holland are the guards. Adam Murrow, the center tonight. JT Gockel, the tight end. Bryce Hensley, the wide receiver. Tanner Sedella, joined by Carter Thompson and E-Man Parker in the backfield with Jack Dean piloting the Eagle offense. Defensively for the Cards, the ends, Jackson Haas and Xavier Yegley. 8 and 9, the nose guard. The linebackers, Brody Robinson, Connor Pillsbury, Colin Ibera, and Aaron Crumrine, the corners. Are Lake Lehman and Dalton Giese, the safety, Shea Morgan, and Josh Leininger. Eagles elect to run on 1st down, and carrying the football is going to be Nick Johnson. Johnson, a late starter at that tailback position, JP, picks up about 4, makes it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and you know they're going to come out. They're going to run the football. There's no question there that that's going to happen. But they have the ability at any time to throw the big one, and Hensley has been killing people from there.
Well, Hensley going to split to the far side. Derek Wallace-Savage coming to the near side. Dean makes some last-second adjustments in the backfield. Now climbs under. Pump fake, looks to the outside. Hensley catches it at the sticks. Not going to find much more room from there. Tackle made across the way by the Cardinals, Aiden Nye.
Yeah, but they pick up the 1st down. He read that down marker. He made his move there. Good catch. First down in the ball game.
How about Frank moving players around like he talked about? There's Nye playing corner tonight, John.
He absolutely talked about it. These guys, a lot of his kids go both ways. So it'll be interesting to see how fast they pick up in these different situations.
1st and 10, they give Wallace-Savage, E-Man Parker actually the end around. They had him lined up in the slot, John. And Parker will push it ahead for a pickup of about 8. Make it 2nd down and 2.
Yeah. Not a razzle-dazzle, but you want to get the ball in the hands of Parker as many times as possible. A good, quick runner, but a lot of strength.
Boy, Corey Mabry's pulling out the kitchen sink here offensively, John.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of different spots. Parker playing the wing here. Last time we saw them on week 1, he was the tailback. Here he comes in motion again. This time they're going to give to the up back. That's Renninger into the 3rd level. Another Eagle 1st down. Rumbles his way to the Pine Grove 36-yard line.
10 yards, I said. This young man is really, come on, Chaz. Didn't have a quick start, but in the last 2 games, well, in this game and the game before, I think he's really stepped up his game.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the Cardinal 36. 9:30 left to play here in the 1st quarter. Blue Mountain's first possession. Pine Grove had one to start the ball game.
Yeah, and this will be typical. 3 runs, 1 pass. I mean, this is what they do. Very balanced offense.
Dean going to give it to the deep back. And it's going to be Johnson again. And Nick with some hard-fought yards to the 30. Picks up 6. And we'll make it 2nd down and 4.
Well, puts his head down directly in the middle of the line. Takes a pretty good shot, but those big legs just kept churning, and that's a big,
John,
big
they moved him to they moved him to the 29. Inside the 30.
They did.
Got to slow down on these officials. I mean, last Saturday night, said it was first down and ended up being short. I got to be careful. They look over the top for Hensley. This ball is intercepted, and it's going to be Leininger on the interception. Loses the handle on it, but the official saying he was out of bounds before he did. It was Renninger making the stop, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, this is interesting because that official has not moved.
It's going to be a block in the back on the return. I don't see a horse collar tackle.
No, did not see that. I think you're right, Chaz, probably.
No, they're going to waving it off. Jim Toomey says that fell out of somebody's pocket accidentally.
Yeah, well, big turnover. You know, we talked about this. That's a turnover. Interception by Leininger.
And boy, isn't that what Corey Mabry talked about first thing?
He was adamant about his second interception of the year.
So Pine Grove will get it back on their own 37-yard line. Scoreless ball game, 8:34 left to play. Handoff this time is to Robinson, turning his way ahead up to about the 39-yard line, picks up 2.
Well, again, this is what they do. They're going to try to set the stage with the run, occasional pass. Of course, that last one certainly backfired and a big turnover early, but we'll see what Pine Grove does in trying to mix it up a little more because they've gone to the air so often. Blue got stung with that interception. Pine Grove doesn't want to return the favor.
4-receiver look. Leininger has some time, steps up into the pocket, looks down the seam. We'll have the pass complete to Dalton Giese, and Giese going to make that reception in Eagle territory. Football spotted at the 33-yard line, and boy, does that change things here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, 11, 17, 28 yards on the reception, and Giese, who has been a thorn in some of these people's sides all year long, he catches 142 yards, and he added to that on that great catch.
So Leininger back in the gun. Another 4-receiver look. Fakes to Robinson this time. Morgan dropping down to get it. Can't haul it in. It's incomplete. It'll bring it second down and 10.
Yeah, again, Pine Grove trying to mix it up a little, and we know they're going to throw the ball, Chaz. I mean, that it has been what they've done all year long. The trick is to make sure to get something out of the running game to set up that pass.
No, John, the last time these two teams played was the first year. I'm almost sure of it. Jim Gross and I were sitting. Here's the Blue Mountain broadcast team.
Oh, how about that?
Leininger going to hand Robinson, draw play. He has a crack and a seam, and he's into the third level. Brody Robinson will make it into the end zone for a Cardinal touchdown, a 33-yard run, and Pine Grove area strikes first.
Well, and you really have to give credit, man. Robinson delayed a little bit, saw the hole, and he also saw pay dirt, and is in early score, and they took advantage of that Blue Mountain turnover. That'll have Corey ripping out the few hairs he has left.
So Shea Morgan on to kick the point after. Morgan has his drop steps. Snap comes back, placement down, kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 7:21 remaining here in the first quarter, it's Pine Grove area 7, Blue Mountain nothing. Back with more right after this on WAVT Pottsville.
VP Racing Fuels offers the perfect fuels for your outdoor power tools. VP has developed a line of ethanol-free, high-octane, small-engine fuels and synthetic oils designed especially for 2-cycle and 4-cycle equipment. VP burns cleaner than pump gas and prevents problems fuel stabilizers can't fix. Not only do these fuels deliver industry-leading performance, they are also stable up to 5 years in an unopened can.
10 seconds.
To find VP products, visit HB Steel & Son.
Like what you're hearing with high school football on T102? Check out the video stream to see it with Skook News.
Cardinals strike first tonight. Big 33-yard run by Brody Robinson, and JP has our Sunbury Motors Company drive summary.
Well, after that interception, a minute and 13 seconds, 4 plays to go, a total of 63 yards. Of course, that big run by Robinson. 33-yard run. Morgan with the PAT.
And the kick return brought back to about the Eagle 40-yard line. And coming forward with it for Blue Mountain was Gavin Gears. That's where the Eagles will start their second possession. Sunbury Motors Company demonstrates a commitment to excellence. SMC is where you want to be, John.
Yeah, and that was Robinson's second rushing touchdown this year. Came into the game with almost 160 yards rushing, but boy, as I say, he kind of delayed, took a step, and that line just did a terrific job.
Lots of games around the area right now. Hamburg has a 14-0 lead over Kutztown.
All right, our good friend Chuck Kutz.
Used to patrol here, and that was back in 1999 when all that started, John.
Yep.
So 1st and 10, Dean going to hand to the first back through, and that's going to be Toby Renninger, the ball carrier. Picks up a yard. Brody Robinson involved in the tackle, along with a lot of those big fellas up front, John.
They are big fellas.
Jackson Hall is one of those. So 2nd down and 9 here for Blue Mountain. They'll bring Parker in motion, going to hand him the football. Parker going to run away from a tackle in the backfield, then forced out of bounds by two of his blockers who were trying to shed off the Cardinals' Nick Wolf. And Wolf, with his two blockers, caused Parker to go out of bounds.
He absolutely did. And Parker ended up almost running up the back of those two blockers because Wolf did such a good job of standing him up.
So Parker picks up 4. Clock stops with 6:35 left to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 5 here for the Eagles. They trail Pine Grove 7-0. So we'll take some looks here. Play clock ticking down here. The Eagles going to be in a bit of a hurry.
Taking their time.
Handoff is going to be to the deep back this time. That's Carter Thompson. And Carter's got a first down and more. Picks up 10 to the Pine Grove 45-yard line.
Thompson, first carry of the game and 3rd first down for the Blue Mountain Eagles. And now, this is what they have to do. Come back with the sustained drive after a turnover. Get it back.
You got to answer the score, John.
Absolutely.
I mean, your key was the first team to 14 is going to win.
That's my belief. Haven't been right all year, but what the hey?
Well, Thompson going to carry this time. That's snuffed out in a hurry. Colin Ibarra in to make the stop. A loss on the play of 2 makes it 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, Ibarra, I know that Frank's very high on Ibarra on that defensive side, and that's just a great one-on-one tackle.
And the interesting thing, Ibarra, usually a wide receiver.
Yes.
Pushed to an offensive guard due to need, is the way Frank Gaffney explained it to us before that Week 2 ball game. It was a need, and Ibarra is a team kid. He just said, whatever you need, Coach.
Yeah, and I love that about kids who just say, put me where you want, Coach. Where can I help?
Misdirection all over the joint. It's Renninger carrying the football. We'll push it ahead for 1. 3rd and 11 at the Cardinal 46 here for Blue Mountain.
Can't afford to stall here. Have to come up with something big. Got to believe they'll look for Hensley. He's been the go-to guy as far as when they throw the football, but I would not be surprised if they slipped somebody out of the backfield, try to mix them up a little.
Connor Pillsbury on the tackle there for the Cards. Here comes Parker in motion. Dean drifting back, rolling left. Heavy pressure, and he's going to be sacked. Bunch of Cardinals in the vicinity right there. Cleaning it up was Hunter McConnell, but it was Brody Robinson leading the charge. And, John, that could be an uplifting play if you're the Cardinals, because Dean knocked down at the Eagle 49-yard line, makes it 4th and 16. And, boy, that could be a game changer right there, just like getting your car care needs met in one facility at Black Rock Trucks and Joe Thur's Automotive.
Yeah, no question about it. And we talked to Frank. Frank said we got to put pressure on Dean, make him run around. They certainly did a good job that time.
Well, they were like the Indians circling the wagons, though, with the Cardinals.
They certainly were.
Fair catch called for, bobbled. And jumping on top is going to be Shea Morgan. That could have been disastrous for the Cardinals, but Morgan able to recover the muff there at the 22-yard line in Pine Grove territory.
Yeah, and Morgan, he never leaves the field. I kid about it. I think he drove the bus down. He would be running a concession stand, but there is none tonight. But multi-talented kid and deserves every accolade anybody could give him.
That's kind of a disappointment. I used to enjoy the Screaming Eagle burgers down here at Blue Mountain.
You got it.
Nice pregame meal. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals with a 7-0 lead. They hand to Robinson. Brody pushes it out to about the 26, picks up 4. Going up off the bottom of the pile for Blue Mountain is Shane Martin.
Shane Martin, we saw him in that first game, outstanding game against Schuylkill-Haven, one of the stalwarts of that line. Holland leads him with tackles with 23, Martin right behind with 22. Two excellent defensive players.
Come from 2 excellent families, John.
2 wonderful families. I will not run them down unless I get a chance.
Morgan going to go in motion. Leininger in the gun, calls for the football. Looking to his right, sets up downfield. All alone, but in and out of the hands of Lane Lehman and incomplete. If Lehman would have caught that one, forget about it.
Yeah. And those are unexplainable, Chess. They really are. Is it a lack of concentration? What happens? But great opportunity for Pine Grove on that play.
You know, John, inexplainable or not, had he gone for the 6, would have been called back on a hold anyway.
Oh,
the Cardinals caught with a fistful of Blue Mountain blue jersey, and a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul puts the football at the 11.
Boy, that really puts a damper on this thing for the start for the Pine Grove Cardinals on this drive.
2nd down, 21 here for Pine Grove area. Liner going to deploy 2 each way. Fakes the draw, looks underneath. Morgan can't get it. Good coverage there by Wallace Savage. Right in time with the football, John. Incomplete.
Right in time, and good defensive backs. A lot of it's jumping ability, speed, but timing is such a big deal to time it so that when you make your contact, you break the thing up.
So 3rd down and 21. You're taking his time here, looking over the defense. The Eagles going to drop some men a little deeper here. Looking for the shot. Here it comes. Leininger will throw incomplete. In and out of the hands of Ty Drumheller. The Cardinals going to have to punt this one away.
Yeah, Josh Gibson coming up from that safety spot. Just as he went up in the air, Gibson gave him quite a shot, made that catch impossible.
So Renninger going to drop back as the lone return man now. The Eagles going to run somebody on. It's going to be Justin White going back to return the kick.
You go after it early, Chaz?
Well, I think in this spot you gotta.
Yeah.
Still don't think the Cardinals have 11 out there. They just ran somebody on late. 2, 4, 6, 8. I only count 10. But Morgan's going to be able to get this one off. Renninger jumps to make the catch at the 42-yard line. Looks left, now comes back to the near hash, and will be gobbled up at the Cardinal 29-yard line.
That's an outstanding play, Jazz. He had to reach all the way up in the air, almost over the shoulder catch, and turned it into a big gain. And now Blue Mountain with wonderful field position.
Aiden Nye on the stop for the Cardinals. The Eagles get it back with 2:50 left to go here in the opening quarter. Trailing 7-0, but this time gifted with that short porch that Corey Mabry felt his team was giving up so far this year.
Yeah, they gave him up. Let's see if they can take something out of it and really turn that Renninger play into some points.
So Dean under center, out from underneath. Going to hand off this time. Nick Johnson on the carry. Work the football to about the 26-yard line. Brody Robinson making the stop. Last week, 21 tackles in that ball game against Jim Thorpe.
Yeah. A school record. Shea Morgan had a school record this year, catching 10. Josh Leininger has set school records tossing the football last week. So a lot of great individual efforts.
2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard pickup. Again, the Eagles go back to Nick Johnson. Steps out of one tackle, spins his way into the Daywald and L'Engle red zone. Things could be heating up here for the Eagles as Johnson knocked off his wheels at the 16. It's good enough for another first down.
Yeah, 10 more yards for Johnson and 4th first down for the Eagles. And Johnson certainly coming up with the big first quarter here on the ground. Let's see what they do in the red zone here, Chaz.
1st and 10, a couple of cracks, and the ability to get a first down, John. Give the up back. That's Renninger carrying. A quick hitter across the 15 to about the 14-yard line. Picks up 2. Nick Wolf in on the stop for the Cardinals.
And again, we see a lot of guys carrying the football for the Blue Mountain Eagles in this first quarter. Already 5 different guys rushing the football, and Corey talks about all that all the time about how many runners and how many dependable runners he has.
Well, he likes that slew, as he called it. We used to call it the stable.
Yeah, he's a slew guy.
He's got a slew of running backs here at Blue Mountain. Being a long count. Again, the give is to Johnson straight up the gut. Still powering his way ahead. Carrying a couple Cardinals to about the 6-yard line. Josh Leininger coming off his heels. And that'll be good enough for a first down. It'll make it 1st and goal.
Yeah, and again, 5 first downs now as Johnson continues that onslaught with another 8 yards.
You know, John, I know we've made it when we share a press box with a Rawson and a Caulfield. I mean, we've made it. We've arrived.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, you got a big smile there, smiling right through those masks.
1st and goal from the 6, and this one was a little tomfoolery by Dean. Carrying the football was Nick Johnson. Might have got 1. It might be 2nd and goal from around the 5 here, JP.
Yeah, we'll give him 1, and you're right, little chicanery there.
Clock rolling under 10 seconds. Does Corey Mabry say, let's let this tick down? Give ourselves a little more time here. And that's exactly what the Eagles are going to do. First quarter in the books tonight at Blue Mountain. Pine Grove area leading 7-0 over the Eagles. Back with second quarter action right after this on T102 Sports.
.102, connected to you through local high school football.
Back here at Blue Mountain, the Eagles with a 2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line, trailing Pine Grove 7-0 as the second quarter about to unfold here tonight. And not a whole lot of scoring going on in the region tonight here in Week 4, JP.
Yeah, people catching up on people, especially on the defensive end.
E-Man Parker will take it to the house for 6. And the Eagles are on the board.
Wow, 5-yard run. And this time, Blue Mountain line just blew people off the ball, and Parker goes in easily for the touchdown.
Well, what I can find here, JP, we'll talk about some scores while we're waiting for the extra point to come from Connor Steinruck. Hamburg now leading Kutztown 21-0 in the first quarter. And I saw Mount Carmel was ahead of Hughesville after, let's just call it a wild night last week in Bloomsburg on Saturday.
A stunning night.
14-0, the Tornadoes lead Hughesville in the first. And last night, well, nobody needs to be shocked, I guess, when you hear what Southern Columbia did. That's a big ball game brewing next Tuesday between Mount Carmel and Southern, but Southern obliterating Loyalsock last night, 50-20. Steinruck's extra point is off the mark. 11:55 left to play here in the first half. Pine Grove 7, Blue Mountain 6. Back after this on T102 Sports.
T102 Sports.
Well, Blue Mountain finds the end zone. The extra point missed. 7-6 Pine Grove. What's our Sunbury Motors Company drive summary look like on that one, John?
Well, talked about the short porch. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Total of 29 yards. Just 6 plays, of course. Parker running it in from the 5-yard line for that touchdown. Now we have a penalty against Blue Mountain. They both start...
The Eagles have kicked it out of bounds
kicked
twice.
It out. Blue Mountain returning the favor.
They've each. Robinson, going to get caught in the backfield in a big way there. The Eagles waiting for that one. Renninger and company also throw in there Jack Dean on that stop, loss of 2. Second down and 12. Pottsville leading Tamaqua after 1 tonight, 7-0. And Joey's checked in from Panther Valley.
Joey Shimo reporting from the Jim Thorpe North Schuylkill game. After a big Dylan Heath interception, North Schuylkill marched down the field, and it was a 14-yard touchdown pass. They called to Josh Torn, and we sent it going in the first quarter. North Schuylkill was up 7-0.
So North Schuylkill with that 7-0 lead. Here's a Leininger connection to Dalton Giese once again. Giese picks up about 5, John. It'll make it third down at about 6.
Yeah, I talked about Dalton. He's had an outstanding year so far and adds more firepower to that air game of the Pine Grove Cardinals.
So a big early third down here for Pine Grove area.
Giese with the only 2 catches so far for the Cardinals.
Leininger attempted, 4 so far?
5.
5?
And Shea Morgan gets double teamed when he goes to the bathroom out of the way game.
This time, though, Morgan floats underneath. The reception is good. And I think we're going to have 15 yards tacked on to the end of this first down as Morgan able to take it to the Eagle 42-yard line. And I think we may have let's see, this ought to be interesting.
Well, I always say, I watch the kids, everybody pointing, but no official has pointed yet. So we're going to have to wait them out. Holding.
An illegal block in the back.
Wait a minute.
Against Pine Grove.
No, wait.
The first down will stand.
But if there's a penalty against... Oh, they're going to mark it back now.
I guess. I thought it was a horse collar tackle. I mean...
that was a difficult one.
That was a difficult one not to see. You know, I mean, I get it if there was a block in the back, but player safety's at a premium here, right?
11. Would have been an 18-yard gain, but now they moved it back
to the Cardinal 48. And listen, I'm not a homer either way here, but
that was a toughie. Let's just put it that way.
First and 10 for the Cardinals. Leininger will clap for the football. Going to run the draw here. Gets across the 50, bounces off of one tackle, but into the arms of J.T. Gockel, getting the start tonight at defensive end. And Gockel will knock him down at the 48-yard line in Eagle territory. A pickup of 4 for Josh Leininger. That'll make it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, no, Josh is not afraid to run. I mean, a lot of their offense on the ground came from Josh this year.
Again, Leininger going to look some things over. Drifting back, looking to throw. Checks his progressions. Giese looking downfield.
You're going to see a flag. No
Here
question.
they come.
No question.
The defensive back, listen, the defensive back was coming up there, John. Now, that one I'll say, that was just momentum that ran the D-back into Giese. That was
no
not
question.
An early hit like that he planned. He just kind of couldn't slow down when he went up for the football.
And that's going to move the football, which again will be a 1st down for the Cardinals. There's 3rd. Puts them in terrific position, though, here. Oh, they're catching up to the officials. See that? They're all getting in line behind them. Like ducklings.
Like baby Cardinals.
Yeah, baby Cardinals.
Cardinals at the 32-yard line. I won't quit my day job, but
that's what you do on your day job.
No, not really. Leininger rolling out to his left, looking, everything shut down. Josh does the honorable thing and just runs out of bounds at the 35-yard line. A loss on the play of about 3 will make it 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, and again, Blue Mountain doing a pretty good job in stretching it out there. Linebackers are stepping out, forcing the play back in, and of course, then people making some pretty good, darn good plays in there once they do.
So here come the Cards, 2nd down and 13. Leininger looking, pressure coming off the edge. Robinson can't hold back all those blitzers, but Leininger gets it away to Morgan, who slips out of a tackle, dives to the end zone, and the Cardinals are back on the scoreboard.
Well, we talk about Morgan so often, and he comes up with a tremendous catch there. I mean, this is just what this young man does so often.
So that'll stop the clock with 9:17 left to play here in the first half.
35-yard touchdown pass to Morgan.
And Morgan will now attempt the point after. Snap comes back, placement down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 9:17 left to go, 2nd quarter. Pine Grove area 14, Blue Mountain 6. Back with more right after this on T102 Sports.
Sports.
Pine Grove area back in the end zone. Shea Morgan, long distance dial up from Josh Leininger. 14-6 Cardinals. How's that drive summary work out?
Well, Chaz, they don't take a lot of time off the clock. 2 minutes, 38 seconds, 7 plays, a 65-yard drive, 2 big catches by Morgan, and then that 35-yard touchdown catch.
Toby Renninger will field the football at the Eagle 3-yard line. An electrifying return out to the 40. And Blue Mountain will start there with 9:10 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Trailing Pine Grove 14-6. Larry is in hometown where Nativity is taking on the Colts.
Larry O from Marion Stadium. A 80-yard drive late in the first quarter. Got the first touchdown by Nativity. Spolsky ran it in. Extra point was good. Both teams punted in the first quarter. It was a punt mission one side to the other side. With 1:58 left, it's Nativity 7, Marion nothing.
Carter Thompson carrying there on first down, pushes it ahead for 2.
Right up the gut. They're still trying to weaken that front line of Pine Grove. Let's just be honest. They haven't been that successful. Pine Grove certainly rising to the occasion at the line of scrimmage.
So Parker now going to split to the near side. Dean looks the other way. Pass is caught by Hensley. He's not finding it easy to roam. Aiden Nye in on the stop. Hensley will be dropped where he caught it at the Eagle 47. Pickup of 5 makes it 3rd down and 3 rather.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, one of the most underrated kids on the team is Nye. He does such a great job, Chaz. Great defensive player, but breaks things up, comes up, tackles hard. Impressive young man.
So 3rd and 3.
Second catch for Hensley in the game.
Bring Hensley to the near side of the field. They're going to motion Parker across to him. Parker takes the handoff, looks to cut a field, knocked off his pins at the 49-yard line. Coming up to make the stop was Shea Morgan. Whoa, baby. And we're going to have a first down here, John. And we're going to tell the folks, if they're enjoying watching and listening on Skook News tonight on Facebook and also at skooknews.com, they can thank the sponsors from the Blue Mountain live stream. The Eagles do their own live streaming, but have agreed to allow Skook News and us to bring the product to the table tonight. Carmelo's Roman Delight Restaurant. They're offering dine-in and take-out delivery options. Call 570-366-1914 or Daughtery's Heating and Air Conditioning, a sponsor of tonight's broadcast. They specialize in heat pumps and central air. Fumble on the play. Someone in the area you can trust with all your heating and air conditioning needs at Daughtery's. The Eagles will retain possession as Renninger falls on it, but back at the 48, and it'll be 2nd down and 12. And also Garland Communication System, a family-owned company that's been serving Schuylkill County for 25 years. Telephone systems, voice over IP, networking, computer repair, video surveillance. Check them out at gcs333.com.
Yeah, put it on the ground again, but this time we're fortunate to recover their own fumble, but resulted in that 2-yard loss.
14-6, Pine Grove area out in front. 6:35 left to play here in the first half. The Eagles try and roll it straight through. A lot of extracurriculars on the outside. It was Hensley carrying the football, picks up 1.
Yeah, moving Hensley around now, Chaz, with a carry.
So it's 3rd down and 11. And let's see what the Eagles have up their sleeve here. Another big 3rd down of the ball game.
It sure is. And again, drives are important. I mean, you can have big gains, little gains. It's first downs and move the ball to the red zone.
Dean looking, sets up, fires a strike downfield to Hensley. Bryce bobbing, weaving traffic now, slips a tackle at the 15, cuts back against the grain, and Hensley is in for a touchdown. John, that play demonstrated the flexibility to innovate, strength to rise, and ability to get the job done right there. Schuylkill County's fastest growing physical therapy provider is Phoenix Physical Therapy. Check out the locations in Pottsville, Origsburg, Frackville, Pine Grove, and Gratz. That's got to be a candidate for the Phoenix Physical Therapy flexible play of the game.
No question. I mean, he was shedding people just like you would shed any of your injuries with that flex kind of movement. But, boy, what a cutback directly to the middle of the end zone. 51-yard hook up Dean to Hensley.
You know who was pretty flexible on that? Hensley was flexible. But Justin Reed, with that camera work, back and forth and left and right. I mean, he was all over the place following Hensley carrying the ball. Eagles go for two. It's not going to be complete. 5:41 left to play until halftime. It's Pine Grove area 14, Blue Mountain 12. Back with more right after this on T102 Sports.
Now back to Chaz and JP for local high school football on T102.
So the Eagles on the board in a hurry. Let's talk about that Sunbury Motors Company drive summary, JP.
Well, total of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. They go a total of 6 plays. Yardage gained 60 yards, and 51 of those coming on touchdown catch for Hensley, his 5th touchdown catch of the year. He also has an 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Great drive coming back for these Blue Mountain Eagles.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Leininger was on his way for a decent return, then everything bottling up around the 33. Scoots out of bounds on the far side. So Pine Grove will get it back with 5:33 remaining in the first half and a 14-12 lead. And I think the Eagles are going to take a timeout. We'll join them. 5:33 left to go, second quarter. Pine Grove area 14, Blue Mountain 12. Back after this on T102 Sports.
Sports.
So the Blue Mountain defensive staff saying, hold on here, guys. We need to talk about things. Powwow's over, and we're about to get back to live action. 14-12, Pine Grove area out in front.
Yeah, and Pine Grove. Leininger with 4 completions for a ton of yards, including a touchdown.
So 1st and 10. Leininger calls for the football. Give us to Robinson straight ahead. Leading the charge, Morton along with Josh Gibson. So Shane Morton, Josh Gibson together on that. Robinson gets about 3, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, and they do a great job on that side, Chaz. But Robinson, he's just a very strong runner, and he's going to get yardage no matter what. You talked about last week, he had an outstanding defensive game, but he's a real stalwart when it comes to carrying the ball.
So 2nd down and 7. Leininger with some time in this trip, but everything bottled up. He's going to tuck and run. Looks to have enough for the 1st down. Picks up about 8. That'll move the chains. The ball spotted at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, unofficially the 4th first down in the game, and Leininger tuck and run. He came into the game with 110 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So he adds to that rushing game of these Pine Grove Cardinals.
So 1st and 10. Leininger fakes to Robinson this time. Flushed out of the pocket, but he's going to be sacked by Shane Martin. Martin saying not letting go this time. And Leininger put to the turf at the Cardinal 37. And that's going to be a big loss on the play of about 6.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. Just a great straight-up rush. Nothing fancy there. I said coming into the game, Martin was the 2nd leading tackler, and he's adding those numbers to those numbers here tonight.
Officially 2nd down and 17. Everybody in tight here for Pine Grove. Leininger looking, blitz coming. Loads up down the field, intended for Morgan, incomplete. Hensley and Wallace Savage in coverage. That'll make it 3rd and distance here for the Cardinals.
Now you do wonder, you know, are they going to throw it up again? They don't want to give Blue Mountain a good field position again. So let's see what they do, Chaz. I'm thinking something over the middle, maybe to Giese. See if he could buck his way for a first down.
Could be, John. Let's see. So does JP make the call? You make the call. Here's JP.
No.
Morgan in motion. Leininger ready. Blitz coming. Throws underneath. It was underneath. In and out of the hands of Lane Lehman. A flag on the play. I believe this might be a hold here against the Cardinals. Let's wait and see.
Looked like they pointed that way. Yeah, they're going to turn that thing down, and they're going to have to punt this ball away.
That'll make it 4th and 17. Cardinals going to have to kick this one out of Dodge.
Yeah, now, again, with that big front from Blue Mountain, I'm still waiting for a couple linebackers to follow him in and go for the block.
Morgan going to get a wobbler away.
Oh, we dropped it.
I'm not sure if there was a fair catch, but that hit was...
Yeah,
we're going to take a timeout, John.
Yep.
Valley Health Network injury timeout. While there's a break in the action, we welcome our new partner, Lehigh Valley Health Network and Lehigh Valley Hospital Schuylkill. They've had the highest orthopedic success rates in the region. Sports injuries and more. Call 888-402-LVHN or visit lvhn.org/sportsmedicine. Back after this on T102 Sports.
T102, your local high school football connection.
Glad to see the Eagle player off under his own power. 15 yards spotted to the end of that. Dean's little quick bubble screen here to E-Man Parker. Going to go to the Cardinal 30-yard line. The ball was spotted at the 47. And that's a big-time pickup right there. That could be a Black Rock Trucks Joe Thurs Automotive uplifting play of the game right there, John.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Parker, 17 yards on the reception and, more important, first down. Looking for the big drive here, Chaz. Big-time drive. They need it before halftime.
Pottsville leading Tamaqua 14-6 at Veterans Memorial Stadium tonight. Dean, a little chicanery of himself unless the ball was actually coming out that high. Now he loses the handle on it, and the Cardinals are going to fall on the football. As Dean fumbled it going towards the end zone, Nick Wolf going to recover it, but the Cardinals are going to be pinned deep, but yet another Eagle turnover here, John.
Yeah, I just go back to what I talked to with Corey during the interview. A lot of mistakes, and this critical mistake here, Chaz. You know, you're heading into halftime. You got a chance after a big reception by Parker, and you cough it up.
So the Cardinals will take it at their own 9. 3:11 left to play here in the first half. Leininger going to hand to Robinson. Had a hole open up, just slid coming through. Shane Martin gets credit for the tackle. Robinson will fall for about a 1-yard gain. It'll make it 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, a couple big plays in the game, Chaz, but a lot of running by both teams. But Pine Grove able to come up with those 4 receptions, and on the other side, Blue Mountain with 4 receptions also and 1 TD out of it.
Shamokin leading Shikellamy 14-3 in the second quarter. Leininger going to keep here off the left side. Sprinting out to about the 15-yard line. making the stop for the Eagles. Gary Dieter. Timeout for Blue Mountain. Let's check in with Larry O coming through from hometown.
Jacob Huffman ran 14 yards off the right side for a touchdown with 9:24 left here in the second period. It was a 46-yard march for Nativity. 14-zip Nativity.
No other scores coming in except, very quickly, John. Things looking up at Lansford as North Schuylkill and Jim Thorpe there, and Joey Shimo checking in.
Joey Shimo from the North Schuylkill Jim Thorpe game, with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. There was a 60-yard touchdown pass from Jake Hall to Tanner Wallacott to put North Schuylkill up 14-0.
You know, John, there comes a time of the night where I think we got to talk about our Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game. And let's get that squared away here. Is Grandma's Restaurant coming on board? A little early, folks. We warned you to be tuned in. But here's what you got to do. John?
Yeah, we put 5 minutes on the clock. Registered now at the T102 Facebook fan page. Chance to win, spin on the wheel, but you got plenty of time to visit all new Grandma's Restaurant. Check out their new menu, but you can always come back to the best comfort food: hot turkey, hot roast beef sandwiches daily, homemade pot pie on Tuesdays, mac and fish Fridays, Grandma's Burgers, homemade every day, open Tuesday through Saturday, pickup and delivery available. Call Grandma's 570-628-5178. Get on the horn.
Leininger, I'll tell you what, he was racing to Grandma's right there. Boy, the Eagles just can't catch a break right now. Leininger was bottled up for a loss and probably going to be sacked. Stepped out of 2 tackles, trucked his way to the 24-yard line, and another Pine Grove area first down.
Boy, moving on along, and here comes Pine Grove. Their ground game was not big numbers in the first 3 games, but I think they're doing a real fine job here now.
Brody Robinson will run into Shane Martin after about a 2-yard pickup. It'll make it 2nd down and 8. And the Cardinals just trying to chew some clock time here, John.
Yeah, they'll be happy, I think. I mean, I don't think they're going to do anything crazy here, Chaz, and love to go in with a 2-point lead.
So 2nd down and 8. Leininger, straight back drop, has some time, sets up. Coming to the near side, making the reception, Aaron Crumrine. A flag on the play will be good enough for a first down, but let's see what the flag is about. It's going to be a hold against Pine Grove area.
Well, that's a shame. That takes away a well-run route, to say the least. Reception, a first down goes off the board, and backwards we go.
So 5 minutes on the clock on the T102 fan page on Facebook for our Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game. Some folks getting their name in the comments section there. Another timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. 1:42 left to play until halftime. It's Pine Grove 14. Blue Mountain 12. Back after this on T102 Sports.
Football on T102? Check out the video stream to see it with Scoop News.
2nd down and about 24 here for the Cardinals.
Yeah, these penalties killers at this time.
Cardinals with that 14-12 lead. Leininger back in the gun. Receivers all over the place. Looking to throw. It's going to be underneath. Robinson straight out of the backfield, straight down the seam. Looking to shake and bake his way ahead. We'll have the first down, JP. Out to the 36-yard line. So credit him with 25 on the reception.
right in the money again, and then break away a little bit. Another moving of the chains unofficially 6th first down as Robinson comes up with the big catch. They've put some big pass plays together here in this first half.
So 1st and 10, lining her again, dropping back. Pressure comes, lets it go. This could be
Jump
trouble.
ball,
Who's got it? The Cardinals receiver. I'm not even sure who it is, John, in the middle of 5 blue-clad jerseys. And I got to believe that was Dalton Giese once again. That could be the Black Rock Trucks Joe Thur's automotive uplifting play of the game. It also qualifies as the Phoenix Physical Therapy flexible play of the game. Oh, my goodness.
What a play. Perfectly thrown ball, but it was a jump ball and came down with the 29-yard reception by Giese.
Lining her play action, but will run out of it. And is chased out of bounds inside the 30, right around the 27-yard line. 55 seconds left to play here in this first half. The Cardinals marching, trying to get on the scoreboard once again with a full moon in the sky tonight, John.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You did call it just before the under the lights on the far side here, but great night for football, I'll tell you what.
Throw that up on the fan page. Oh,
there you go.
Why is my phone giving me all sorts of fits?
You want to borrow mine?
Man, but that light's awful bright. Drowning the moon out, but we'll get that up there. Justin probably put it up on the live stream already. Don't let him fool you. Here comes Leininger rolling to his left. Everything covered up. He tucks and runs again. Scoots out of bounds. Right at the 20-yard line is where they're going to mark it. The Daywald and Lengel red zone. Things could be heating up for the Cardinals along Long Run Road in Friedensburg. Just like the full line of Harmon and Heat and Glow. Fireplaces and pellet stoves they've got in stock over there at Daywald and Lengel.
Another first down, and what a great drive. And clock management, really a great job by Frank Gaffney's kids here.
So the Cardinals on the march. 3 receivers stacked tight in the near side. Leininger rolling that direction. Looks out on the flat for Morgan. Morgan will be pulled down just before the 10-yard line. And I think the Cardinals are going to take a timeout. If so, we'll take 1-2. But first, another check-in from Larry O.
A 55-yard march by Nativity, capped off by a 35-yard screen pass to Jacob Huffman. Touchdown. Extra point was good with 7:27 in the second period. Nativity 21, Marion nothing.
So fresh.
T102 Sports.
So the Cardinals working some clock management here. They have it at the Eagle 13-yard line. 2nd down and 4 with 38 seconds left. And Harmony Etzweiler is our Grandma's Restaurant fan of the game tonight on Facebook. Be ready, folks. A full moon. Anything could happen here tonight.
Got that right.
As far as the fans go, the contests go, and the game. Leininger back corner of the end zone, incomplete, intended for Shea Morgan.
Well, plenty of time, plenty of things in the Pine Grove Cardinals arsenal here. They could still pick up that most valuable first down and still have plenty of time to get a couple plays off.
3rd down and 4. At the half, Pottsville leading Tamaqua 14-6. And a good evening, Rudy. My old college roommate tuned in tonight. The old red-headed bugger himself down in Palmyra. Leininger looking to throw. Leininger's going to keep, fakes the pass, keeps the football, leans out.
Close.
You got to be down at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. He kind of got the football across the plane, but the knees hit first. Cardinals will have a 1st and goal, and there's a timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. 23 seconds left to go until intermission. Pine Grove marching 14-12. Cardinals leave Blue Mountain back with first and goal from the 1 right after this on WAVT Pottsville.
T102, connected to you through local high school football.
Cardinals again taking a timeout. They have none remaining, JP. The Eagles have one.
Yeah, let's remember this drive started on their own 9-yard line.
This may be the longest drive we've seen all year.
Yes, absolutely.
Leininger in a tight formation. The football's out. The Cardinals come back to get it. It's Leininger who realized he didn't have it. But the clock is going to continue to roll. Pine Grove's got to hurry up if they want to cash their chips in for 6 here, JP.
Yeah, now a much different situation. Got to believe he's going to toss it.
Leininger looking, sets up to the back of the end zone. No, it's caught.
It's caught.
It's caught. Who else? Guess who, John? Knock, knock. Shea Morgan with the touchdown.
Goodness gracious, what can't he do? 6-yard touchdown pass to Morgan. You can't cut it any closer than that, Chaz.
Timeout on the field. This one brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. We'll take 1-2. Time expired. We'll wait for the extra point, but we'll be back right after this on T102 Sports.
If you can use some extra money, Wiener Iron and Metal is the place to go. Wiener Iron and Metal of Pottsville is where you can recycle cans, copper.
Injured Eagle able to come off the field under his own power. Time expired. The Cardinals will have the opportunity for the extra point here as the first half officially expires, but they will have that extra point attempt.
They could be talking about that drive all year long, Chaz. Great time management, great play calling, some terrific catches and runs during that thing. Unfortunate penalties, everything you can imagine in a high school football game.
On the snap back, Morgan's kick is blocked. The extra point attempt is no good. Shane Morton getting his paws on that one. But we'll go to the halftime areas here tonight. At the break, it's Blue Mountain trailing Pine Grove 20-12. Hold the phone back there, Mark Michaels. John, let's howl at the moon tonight. You know what we're going to do right now?
Howl at the moon?
No, we're going to sack the sideline reporter. It's somebody's chance to win up to $102 from CACL Financial if they can sack Larry O. Well, you're going to have to do it on the T102 fan page on Facebook because that's where you've got 5 minutes to get yourself ready to go and register. Post your name in the comments section, and one lucky winner will be randomly selected to sack Larry. Keep watching the fan book page to see who will be playing and what they'll win. Here's your opportunity to pick up some great prizes from the Pizza Place, Black Rock Trucks and Equipment, Joe Thurz Automotive, the Crimson House, BG's Value Markets, Ken's Tires, OIP Pottsville, K Fagata, Basili's Italian Restaurant, Just Your Style, and Benny's Pizza and Burgers. And oh yeah, there is the opportunity for $102 from CACL Financial. So get yourself over, watch the video, because that thing is pure money. You watch Larry get sacked, and you will never be the same again. But you know what, JP? It's time to head to halftime. The HP Steel & Son Incorporated halftime show is coming up next. At the break, it's Pine Grove Area 20, Blue Mountain 12. Back after this on T102 Sports.
T102, connected to you through local high school football.
Maximize the efficiency of your wood pellet stove with quality supplies from HP Steel & Son, an authorized distributor of Lignetics wood pellets and Interjex hardwood pellet fuel. Stop by the office located just off of Route 61 in Warwicksburg, or call 570-366-1275 for more information. HP Steel & Son Incorporated, providing year-round comfort since 1947. And JP, we saw a little bit of everything in this first half.
Absolutely. Some great running, some big runs, some great pitch and throws and catches, some acrobatic catches, some penalties. In fact, I'm sure neither team real happy with some of the penalties. But, you know, you look back, Chaz, in a 8-point game, 1-touchdown game, Blue Mountain with those 2 big turnovers, the interception by Leininger and the fumble by Wolf. Really big difference in the game, but Pine Grove doing a heck of a job keeping Blue Mountain in tow. They gave up some yardage, but they didn't break often.
You know, John, people have a little bit more time here. You're running out of time if you're listening on Scoop News and you think, well, halftime's my time to get up and get something taken care of, be it the bathroom, be it some chips or dip or whatever you got going on there at home, you may want to head over to the T102 fan page and look at that post of Larry getting sacked and get your name up there, because we told you it was going to be crazy tonight. We packed both contests in awful quick. Bang, bang, back to back tonight, just because there's a full moon in the air. But speaking of full moons, it seems like the assessment that these two coaches made, John, in those pregame interviews with you are exactly where their teams are at, or what exactly their team has taken care of so far.
They both spoke so honestly during the interviews, Chaz. They both know that there were some things they had to do better, and I know that Frank was concerned. He wanted to get more out of his running game. He pretty much knows what he's going to get in the passing game, and his defense had to step up a little bit more. Corey, on the other side, we're going to run the ball. We're going to have good balance, and you'll hear that in the numbers. They did that, but the same bugaboo that he talked about during the interview came back and bit him twice.
Hold on to your numbers. We're going to talk about the numbers going on around the region. We're going to take a time out here on the HB Steel & Son Incorporated halftime show and get to the Rinaldi Dealerships halftime scoreboard with Mark Michaels. Here at the Eagles Nest, it's Pine Grove Area 20, Blue Mountain 12. Scores and highlights coming up next, right here on T102 Sports.
Dependable and affordable heating and air conditioning specialists? Then Daughtery's is the name to know. They serve all of southern Schuylkill County and the Lehigh Valley. Convert your oil to gas for great savings from Daughtery's, and with 24-hour service, call 366-6445 and in the Lehigh Valley, 610-351-6025. Check out their website, Daughtery's.com, for all service areas. Daughtery's, the heating and air conditioning specialists.
Hey, good evening. I'm Mark Michaels. T102 High School Scoreboard brought to you by the good people at Rinaldi Family of Dealerships in the Gold Star Highway, Shenandoah. Save up to 20% off Vita Rinaldi Chevrolet's already low prices on Chevy Trax, Sparks, and Equinox. Our game here on T102 halftime, it is Pine Grove over Blue Mountain 20-12. Near halftime in a close game, Hazelton area over Pittston 7-0. Halftime score, Lehighton beating Schuylkill Haven 33-19. No score in the Williams Valley Monterey area game. Minersville at the half over Panther Valley 43-14. North Schuylkill close to halftime 14-0 over Jim Thorpe. Also a halftime score on our sister station, Game of the Week on WPPA. It's Pottsville leading Tamaqua at the half 14-6. No score for the Shenandoah Valley Tri-Valley game as well. At the half, Nativity Oliver Marion 36-0. Montoursville beating Danville 21-14. Valley Weston Berwick scoreless in the second quarter. Also, last couple nights ago was Southern Columbia Oliver Loyalsock 50-20 in that game. At a halftime score, Mount Carmel beating Hughesville by a score of 42-0 in their game. Elsewhere around the leagues, it's East Stroudsburg over Pocono Mountain West 48-0 at the half. Williamsport area over Wilkes-Barre area 23-0 also at the half. Central Mountain beating Milton 28-6. It's Bald Eagle losing to Tyrone 7-6. Palmerton behind Notre Dame 28-7. Notre Dame losing that game at halftime over Palmerton. And also Northern Tier area Wyalusing over Sayre by a score of 12-7 in that game. And that's a look at the halftime updates right now. Brought to you by the good people at the Rinaldi Family of Dealerships in the Gold Star Highway in Shenandoah during Jeep Adventure Days at Rinaldi's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the key to the open road. Purchase a 2020 Jeep Renegade, Compass, and Cherokee. And now 0% financing and save up to 20% off MSRP. Now 0% financing for 84 months. Good people at the Rinaldi Family of Dealerships, your T102 High School Scoreboard sponsor. Again, our game at halftime, it is Pine Grove over Blue Mountain 20-12. Back with more in the second half right here. Game of the week right here at T102.
NFI, a leading logistics company, is opening a new location in Hamburg, PA, and they're looking for hard-working warehouse associates and forklift operators to join their growing team. Experience a family atmosphere and award-winning culture. NFI is hiring for multiple shifts. Forklift operators starting at $17.50 per hour, plus shift differential, and a $500 sign-on bonus. A new career is waiting for you close to home. Visit NFIcareers.com today.
Have you ever dreamed big about getting the full experience with your car, truck, or SUV? Well, your dreams are now reality, as Black Rock Trucks and Equipment and Joe Thurs Automotive can handle your repairs, customization, or luxury features all under one roof. From roof to rubber and headlights to taillights, every inch of your vehicle will be good as new at 109 Fireman's Road, Frackville. For an uplifting experience, head to Black Rock Trucks or Joe Thurs Automotive on Facebook.
Yeah.
Frosty in your home this fall and winter. Daywald and Lengel in Friedensburg, the Harmon Stove, and
Wasn't even in the field.
Bev Nye hits for $102 sack
How
and
about
Larry
it?
tonight.
Loving it.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know what video is popping up, and I was just watching it, and whammo, there it was, JP. My goodness, it's crazy here tonight as the moon continues to rise and look over the stadium here in Pine Grove out in front of Blue Mountain, 20-12. But you know what time it is, John? They're not just tools. They're Mac tools, buddy. And they're backed by a great service from John Chirico. So let's open up that toolbox of yours, JP, and delve into the metrics of the first half. Who measured up to the standards? Let's take a look at our first half numbers.
Look at numbers for Blue Mountain. Hensley, 1 carry, 1 yard. Johnson, 6 carries, 33. Parker, 4 for 20 yards and a touchdown. Thompson, 3 for 10 yards. Dean, 1 for a -5. Total of 18 carries for 83 yards. You'll hear something similar to that on the other side. Dean had a nice first half throwing the ball, 4 for 5 for 79 yards. And then we look down at receptions. Parker had 1 for 17 yards. Hensley had 3, the other 3 for 62 yards. And, of course, that included a touchdown. So 4 for 5, 79 yards. Total 182 total yards. Looking at the Pine Grove Cardinals, Leininger, 9 carries, 34 yards. Robinson, 8 carries for 46. Morgan had a carry but did not gain any yardage. They also had 18 carries for 80 yards. Difference, Leininger, 8 for 14 for 152 yards. Morgan, 4 catches, 65 yards, 2 TDs. Giese, 3 receptions for 62 yards. Robinson, 1 catch for 25 yards. So a total of 232 yards for a difference of 50 big yards through the air for the Pine Grove Cardinals.
Well, John, how about this score coming in? Williams Valley And Mono area at halftime, the Vikings 14, the Golden Bears 12.
Oh, good football game.
So lots of strange things happening. And boy, if that
It's a full moon.
Minersville is having their way with Panther Valley tonight. Unbelievable what's going on around the region.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
you know, you watch game to game and you think, okay, we think we know where some teams are. And, man, all of a sudden they pull the rabbit out of the hat and put together everything in this first half. Pine Grove put it together. Blue Mountain did also, but twice. The Cardinal beak bit him in the butt, turned him over twice, and that's pretty much the difference in the ball game.
You know, John, putting things together is almost when you walk on to John Chirico's Mack Tools truck. You should see how that thing is put together.
I would love to see it. In fact, I'd like to hear T102 commercial describe it. I think we need to go there.
I'll tell you what, it is incredible what's all on board. And you see it around the area, make sure you stop in and tell John you heard it right here on T102 and you're looking for something interesting to ratchet up your world.
Yeah, and again, no too big or small, no job too big or small. Just get it done.
What do you say we take a time out here on the HB Steel and Son Incorporated halftime show? We'll come back with second half action. At the break, it's Pine Grove 20, Blue Mountain 12. Back to the Eagles Nest after this timeout on T102 Sports.
Now back to Chaz and JP for local high school football on T102.
Cardinals going to have to kick off here, John, but it's kind of fitting after they scored it. Time expired on that first half.
I said, if they pull out a victory in this game, that'll be one of those legendary drives, Chaz, because 91 yards, 3 minutes, 11 seconds, no time on the clock when they scored.
At the half, North Schuylkill leading Jim Thorpe 21-0. A short kick here. JT Gockel falling on it at the Eagle 45-yard line. And Blue Mountain will get the first possession to start this second half. trailing 20-12.
Boy, and that is great field position for the Blue Mountain Eagles. I don't know, Chaz, if they were looking to try to recover. It wasn't an onside kick, but a little pooch almost. But Blue Mountain covers, and this is important. Start off the second half with a decent drive.
Brisk evening here on a October Friday night. And running the football right away are the Eagles, and it's going to be Carter Thompson on the carry. Picks up maybe 2. It's second down and 8. Robinson in on the stop.
Yeah, straight up the gut. We've seen that. They keep going back to what they believe they do best and try to establish that running game and then make the passing game just a part of the offense.
Second down and 8. Dean under center, backs in the offset eye. Give again is to Thompson, trying to shuffle his way ahead. Picks up 2 more. Make it third down and 6. Football marked at the Eagle 49-yard line.
Again, right up the gut, Chaz. There's nothing hard to figure out those first 2 plays. They're going to bang it up the gut, see what they could get. You know, we saw Parker on an end around before. Maybe they're trying to get him to just stack that line even more and then go outside pretty quickly.
So 3rd and 6 here for the Eagles. You got to believe Dean might be throwing here. Movement all over the place. Who went first is going to be the question. It's going to be a procedure penalty against the Eagles. So you got 3rd and 6 turning into 3rd down and 11. And boy, John, you talked about snake bitten. It is a king cobra on the heels of these Eagles.
That's exactly what's going on here, Chaz. There's another penalty at a critical time. Now, people might say, critical. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Early in the second half, you got to get something going. You got to get those mistakes behind you.
So 3rd and 11, play call changes. It's going to be a quick out. Intended for Parker, incomplete. That'll make it 4th down, and the Eagles going to have to send the punting unit out again.
Yeah, and that's a wasted opportunity. I'm sure that Corey is going to have a little discussion with his offense about a mistake at critical time after getting good field position to start.
So 4th and distance. Shea Morgan will drop back to receive the kick. Standing at his own 20. Snap comes back, punts away.
Playing for a return here, no question about that.
Football going to bounce at the 30 and take a Pine Grove hop. And the Eagles going to have to hurry up and slow that one down. As the football will be marked around the 33-yard line, John? Is that where they're setting this
just
one
about
down?
the 33. They're on 33 to start. Let's see what happens here.
10:02 remaining here in the third quarter. 20-12, Pine Grove out in front.
Like I said, Pine Grove matched Blue Mountain on the ground that first half. Let's see if they try to establish that again early here in the second half.
It's Robinson trying to get off the left edge. Picks up 2 to the 35. Logan Holland, Tanner Sedella there to make the stop. Shane Morton also involved. Second down and 8.
Well, we said Robinson had a darn good first half running the football for almost 50 yards and starts here, you know, the workhorses for both these teams. Johnson and Thompson on one side, but it's Robinson and Leininger on the other, toting that pigskin.
So Leininger again in the gun, calls for the football, looking to throw this time. Pass is complete. Aaron Crumrine, a first down and more out to midfield. Ridden to the ground by Tanner Sedella. That'll be a first down here for Pine Grove area.
Yeah, unofficially 10th first down of the game. Right on the 50-yard line, so a 15-yard catch and run. Crumrine's first catch. Sorry, Chaz.
That's okay,
First
John.
catch of the game.
It's more important than anything I had to say. Ball snapped over Leininger's head. Robinson going to pick it up, trying to run out of trouble. Slips out of one tackle, now two more. He gets back to the 45-yard line. That could have been a 15-yard loss. Instead, it's a -5 hung up there. Jack Dean coming up to make the stop. And actually, they're going to give him across the 45 to the 46, John. So officially, a loss of 4. It's 2nd down and 14. Brody Robinson will get credit for a loss, but he gained 16 on the carry.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, Chaz. So Pine Grove still not in trouble here.
And Blue Mountain still cannot catch a break in the ball game.
No.
Leininger loses the handle on it again, has to fall on it. This time back at the 35-yard line. And this drive is going backwards for the Cardinals.
Yeah, in reverse. And a couple of fumbleitis here, but they recovered them. So no big harm as far as a turnover. But, boy, just keep going backwards.
So now, 3rd down and 25. So ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Minersville leading Panther Valley 50-14, at least that's what we're getting here. You saw those Miners last week against the Golden Bears. What Justin Franz was talking about his speed, he's found it this week. The reception there by Dalton Giese. Giese picks up 3 yards in all. And the Cardinals are going to have to punt this away.
Yeah, no choice now, Chaz. They're going to have to get it out of there.
On-site producer tonight, Bill Tidmore, filling us in with scores.
Doing a heck of a job.
Said he promises not to get in the live stream again this week. He said his head probably turned off about 200 listeners from Scoop News with the glow coming down there. This time Morgan, a low-line drive, going to be fielded at about the 32-yard line, rather, by Toby Reniger. Knocked off his wheels at the 41. A flag coming in late across the field. Colin Iberian on the stop, but let's see what the laundry is about.
Boy, and Colin Ibarra having a really good game on the defensive side here tonight, Chaz.
It's going to be an illegal block against the Eagles. If that's a spot penalty, it's at the 37 is where the flag is.
Well, we've seen a bunch, unofficially 5 both ways, but a lot of yardage stepped off here tonight, Chaz. A lot of yardage.
The umpire saying, fellas, you got to get out of my way. I'm still stepping here. And the ball will be settled at the 27. And that's where the Eagles will take it 1st and 10.
Yeah, again, decent field position after the return, but another penalty. Another penalty takes them out of that area.
John's typewriter counting up the penalty yards tonight. Here comes Dean looking to tuck and run. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Again, it's Colin Ibarra coming up to make the stop. Ibarra putting together a defensive masterpiece here tonight.
He certainly is, Chaz, and unassisted tackles solo. Tackles. He just comes up, confronts, and then tackles. I mean, that's what you teach him.
You know, John, they talk about that Mount Rushmore of Pine Grove Cardinal football this season. Frank always talks about 3. Leininger, Robinson, Morgan. But Iberia, I think, is etching his chin up there on that Mount Rushmore of Pine Grove football this season, especially after the performance he's got going tonight. And again, the Eagles trying to tuck and run. No gain on the play for Nick Johnson. Extracurriculars happening all over the place. Whistles, but no flags.
No flags. Okay, boys, get back on your respective sides and let's play football. Tough going, though, here in this second half for Blue Mountain.
So 3rd down and 13 here for the Eagles. The ball spotted at their own 24-yard line. Dean under center, out from underneath. Rolling to his left, looking downfield, looking. Everything covered up. Jack's going to have to tuck and run. Get some positive real estate, but not enough for the 1st down. Carries the football out to about the 32-yard line.
Well, he got a decent run out of it, but certainly not enough for the first down. They're going to have to kick it back.
Yeah.
8 yards. Dean with a good scramble. He was looking downfield, but you're going to have to kick it out of here. And now Pine Grove may get that great field position depending on where this punt goes.
So 4th and 6, and we heard the call for the punt team. High snap, able to corral it. Put away, high, end over end kick. Morgan going to back out of that, no return. The football will stop at the Cardinal 31. Pine Grove will come out with 4:20 remaining third quarter. Ahead 20-12 over Blue Mountain.
Yeah, and there's a good key here. You don't want to give up a big run back at that time, and a nice high kick, and just kind of came down and settled, and I think they're taking the easy way out, Chaz, and the officials almost put it on
at the
line.
35. Okay, they're going to spot it at the 35-yard line, John.
Yeah, it's a good spot for Pine Grove, I'll tell you that.
It certainly is. And, if there's been one bright spot in this for the Eagles, one, you're down 20-12, I get it, but their defense on the last series pushed Pine Grove backwards. Here's a 4-receiver look, and Leininger's going the other direction. Down the field and diving for the reception and making the catch is Shea Morgan. My goodness gracious, Superman does have an S on his chest. Get that man a cape. 1st and 10 for Pine Grove at the Eagle 32.
I mentioned before the game, there's no more dynamic player around than him, a 33-yard hook up right in the money, and he makes another incredible catch.
1st and 10. Leininger all alone in the backfield. Quick out this time. The bubble screen for Robinson. They're going to call that incomplete. Wasn't sure if they're going to say it was behind the line of scrimmage, but the officials blowing that one dead immediately, saying, incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10.
Let's go back to the line of scrimmage and get going.
And actually, the officials blowing that whistle saved that young man from taking a shellacking, because there were 4 Eagle defenders bearing down in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you look up and you say, hello, Mr. Eagle. Hello, Mr. Eagle. They actually did better by not catching that ball. Let's just be honest.
2nd down and 10. Robinson shifts to the backfield this time. Leininger's going to hand him the football off the right side, gaining some positive real estate, about 4 yards on the carry.
Well, he has been Mr. Reliable tonight, and Blue Mountain never got to the point where they could do a lot of double and maybe even triple on some of these receivers, because Robinson is keeping them honest. And, of course, Josh Leininger does the same thing with his running ability.
Gary Dieter in on the tackle for Blue Mountain. Leininger going to keep the football this time, running to the left side. Hops over one would-be tackler. Finally brought down inside the 25-yard line. Gary Dieter, Shane Morton combined to make the stop. Leininger picks up a bundle there. It's 4th down at about 2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's another great run, though, Chaz. I got to tell you, he gets things done when he keeps it on the ground.
So 4th and 2, and Frank Gaffney says we're going for it.
Absolutely. This is big time. And again, he's got those kind of weapons.
Leininger in the gun. Fakes to Robinson, rolling right, throwing. Pass is complete. Complete across the way to Shane Morgan. Shea Morgan has a 1st down. Toby Renninger making the tackle. And he'll be at this 14-yard line. The Cardinals back in that Daywald and Lengo red zone. Things could be heating up, like the full line of Harmon and Heat and Glow fireplaces and pellet stoves available at Daywald and Lengo along Long Run Road in Friedensburg.
Yeah, another 10-yard gain for Morgan on a dandy pass from Leininger.
So Robinson running here on 1st and 10. Gets to about the 10-yard line. Pickup of 4 will make it 2nd down and 6.
They're so effective tonight, Chaz. Mixing up the plays, keeping Blue Mountain's defense guessing, and just getting those good push up front. Robinson taking advantage of it.
So 2nd down and 6. Leininger will bring Morgan in motion, setting 3 receivers on the near side. Fakes to Robinson. Leininger going to keep it himself, bottled up. And will lean forward and gets back to the line of scrimmage around the 10. Might have lost a yard at the 11, John. Make it 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, crunch time here, but he holds on to the football. I mean, for a quarterback who runs as much as he does, he looks like a running back. He doesn't panic. He doesn't look like a quarterback who's just racing away from people. He turns even losses into gains at times. But here we go, Chaz, from the 11.
3rd and 7. Eagles defense needs to stiffen up here.
And they could still get that 1st down.
Leininger, fake again to Robinson, rolling to his right, looking, throws, incomplete, intended for Morgan. Coverage provided by Tanner Sedella, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we do know this, that Shea Morgan also has a field goal to his credit this year, a 20-yard field goal. So do they line up and let Shea kick it through, or do they just throw it to him again?
That'll be very interesting. They are going to let Morgan try and kick it through, John. Set up for the field goal. Spot right around the 18. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. 31 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The score remains Pine Grove 20, Blue Mountain 12. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Back after this on T102 Sports.
Grabowski Funeral Home Incorporated at Schuylkill Memorial Park is the only full-service cemetery and funeral home in Schuylkill County. Grabowski Funeral Home offers pre-planning programs, cremation services, a beautiful chapel on site or at the location of your choice. Grabowski Funeral Home's attention to detail can help to ensure your family's peace of mind during the loss of a loved one. Call today 10-385-7350 for Grabowski
10 seconds.
Home Incorporated, the only full-service cemetery and funeral home in Schuylkill County. Route 6.
Oh, noise.
Haven. Chris Grabowski, supervisor.
T102, your local high school football connection.
Eagles take the football back, 1st and 10 at their own 20, and on 1st down, they try and use that stretch play to the sideline with Eman Parker. Parker might have picked up a yard at 2nd. Actually, no gain, John. They put the football back at the 20.
Right back to the 20. Wow.
2nd down and 10. And the Eagles elect to let it click down, and that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter here tonight in Orwigsburg. Final 12 minutes up on the board, and we're at the turn, JP. It's Pine Grove 20, Blue Mountain 12. Back after this with the Old Granddad on T102 Sports.
T102 Sports.
And the 4th quarter gets started with a 2nd and 10 for Blue Mountain, and they jump off sides, making it 2nd and 15 from their own 15-yard line, John.
We've seen 2 many of those tonight. Blue Mountains just got to clean that up because pushes them back even farther to start this drive.
So the Eagles looking to throw, and Bryce Hensley will make the reception out to the 25-yard line. A Nye on the tackle for the Cardinals, and a pickup of 10 makes it 3rd down and 5 here for Blue Mountain.
Yeah, and he has been the target all night. His 4th catch of the night.
So here we go, 3rd and 5. Dean out from underneath. Fakes one way, goes to Parker the other. Parker slips out of a tackle across the 30, tiptoes the sidelines, and finally brought down at the 42-yard line by Shea Morgan. Big run there by E-Man Parker. It's the Eagles cooking a little bit. That could be the Phoenix Physical Therapy flexible play of the game, John.
Yeah, they end up with a 1st down. Again, unofficially their 8th first down, but Parker doing a good job. Takes a hit, stays up the sidelines, picks up an important 1st down, getting him out toward midfield.
And they try and move the pile there with the fullback, Toby Renninger. And Renninger got to run into the likes of Lane Lehman along with Aaron Crumrine. Picks up 2, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, not much going there, Chaz, but Renninger chugging. I think you need a little X-lax to break up that pile, buddy.
Dean out, going to hand it again. Carter Thompson hitting the backfield, but still able to spin. 2 tackles now. Finally pulled to the ground on the near side by Lane Lehman, but Thompson picks up about 3, makes it 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, he got something out of it. There wasn't much there, but that's just sheer determination, Chaz, that you're not going to be stopped, and brings up a very critical down here.
So 9:45 left to play here. I'm going to say it, John, in regulation.
Yeah, it could be one of those games, Chaz, absolutely.
3rd and 5. Dean ready to get back to work. Loses the handle on the football, picks it up. Might have fallen forward for a gain of 1. I'm going to get 4th down at the Eagle 48-yard line here for Blue Mountain. Corey Mabry with a decision here. 4th and about 4. Boy, that's a toughie right there, John.
Again, I guess it's easy for me to say it from up here, but when you're 1 and 2 and it's a game like this, I just believe you got to go. You have to have confidence in your offense. Probably hear one of these staccato counts trying to force them into something jumping. Oh, and
there
instead,
it was. Let's see, who is it?
Oh, it was
it's going to be against Blue Mountain. 4th and 4 turns to 4th and 9. And boy, that may change Corey Mabry's mind here. Let's see.
4th and 9. I'll tell you, and it was a quick count, and you saw Pine Grove kids were a little itchy, holding back, and unfortunately the movement was on the Blue Mountain Eagles side, and now I think they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, but there's a lot of miscommunications. Eagles going to have to hurry up here. The play clock is down to 16.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd hate to have to use a timeout just to kick it away, Chaz.
Boy, a big night in the Bears' den tonight, John. 3rd quarter score there. Williams Valley clinging to a 1-point lead at 21-20. And there it is, delay a game, and that's going to back the Eagles up 5 more. We'll take a look at some more scores from around the area. Some may be shocking, John. Die kommen de Hunts as Tri-Valley gets underway with their 2020 season, and they lead Shenandoah Valley in the 3rd quarter 57-0.
You think they were a little fired up about playing, Chaz?
In the
Those
city
dogs
of
gnawing at the
Pottsville.
bit.
In the city of Pottsville, the Crimson Tide clinging to a 2-point advantage over Tamaqua, 14-12. High end over end kick again, going to take a Pine Grove bounce and stop. at the 37-yard line. That's where the Cardinals will get it back, holding a 20-12 advantage here with 8:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Lee Heighton leading Schuylkill Haven tonight in the third quarter, 40-26. Minersville leading Panther Valley, 57-14 in the third quarter.
Oh, they're coming off a tough loss to Monoy and rolling up some points.
Timeout on the field. We'll take 8:12 left to play here in the fourth quarter. It's Pine Grove area 20, Blue Mountain 12. Back after this on WAVT Pottsville.
Like what you're hearing with high school football on T102? Check out the video stream to see it with Scoop News.
And we're glad to have Scoop News partnered with us again tonight and all season long here. Scoop News allowed to be here tonight because the fine folks that sponsor the Blue Mountain stream, like Carmelo's Roman Delight, Donnery's Heating and Air Conditioning, and Garland Communication Systems, saying, let's put the T102 Audio Scoop News video on tonight. But Blue Mountain School District would like to thank those 3 local businesses for getting behind the ability to watch Blue Mountain athletics this fall here through this whole pandemic situation. Numbers changing daily, and that's not just the count of the virus, it's who you can allow in, which has made things an awful bit nuts. As Robinson carries the football on first down, picks up a yard, second down and 9, and you got to believe Frank Gaffney thinking, now, John, more than ever, let's keep the clock rolling.
Absolutely. It becomes a possession game here, and the more you're able to do that, the faster that clock goes.
Robinson on second and 9 will pick up another 1. Not much room to gain there, but things going on over in Lansford where North Schuylkill and Jim Thorpe are doing battle. And here's Joey Shimo with another update.
With 8:12 to go here in the third quarter at the North Schuylkill Jim Thorpe game, there was a 28-yard touchdown pass from Shane Paul to Dylan Deep to put the Spartans at 27-0.
North Schuylkill shutting out the Red Swarm, having some trouble containing the Spartan aerial attack. As Leininger looking to open up the airwaves himself, but everything's covered and he's flushed out of the pocket. First down and more. As Josh going to carry it past the sticks 2 yards more, picks up 10 to the 49-yard line, and that'll extend the drive here for the Cardinals. But the clock does stop with 6:44 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Pine Grove holding on to a 20-12 advantage.
Yeah, we've seen this all night long where Josh Leininger never gets rattled. Jazz, great poise by this quarterback.
So first and 10. Pine Grove almost to midfield. The give, nope, it's a fake to Robinson. Pass complete. And making the reception is Shea Morgan. Morgan picks up 9 before Wallace Savage takes him to the grass. Second down and 1. And the clock never moved.
No, I didn't see it move. Now it is. But 7th catch for Morgan tonight. Just short that first down.
The officials saying they want a time here. Now we made it to stop the clock. Here are the Blue Mountain fans. They're not too thrilled with what's going on, but the clock didn't move on the last play, and they weren't as vocal. So, nope. John Toomey got to say that's what you get when that happens. 21-12, Tide leading. 9:59 left to go in the game there as Pottsville ahead of Tamaqua. So Leininger calls for the football, gives to Robinson. Robinson off the right side. Going to be close to the sticks here. We're going to ask for the clock to stop. Coming off the pile there for Blue Mountain. JT Gockel comes off the bottom. Ross Bobbin also involved. Jim Toomey going to spy it. First down. No measurement necessary, John.
No, Robinson does it again. Let's just be honest here, Chaz. When they need that tough yardage, he's the young man that they go to, and he has responded all night. You're not going to see gigantic numbers, but I have to tell you, every time they needed that tough yard right up the gut, he answered the call.
So 1st and 10. Leininger fakes to Robinson, rolling to his right. He's going to tuck and run. Leininger, a spin move. Whoop! Right there. Got the first down and more inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Jack Dean making the tackle. And actually, they're going to say Leininger was brought down at the 15 or 25, rather, John. So a big-time pickup for Josh.
Yeah, another first down, and he has run this offense to perfection with his arm and his legs.
It's interesting, when you spoke to Frank Gaffney, he said this year the offense was designed around Josh Leininger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And he has responded big time. Great long drive here, Chaz, and time consuming.
Leininger going to put Morgan in motion instead, hands to Robinson. Brody underneath. Down to the 22-yard line, picks up 3, 2nd down and 7.
And that's been all night long, Chaz. He's going to have a bundle of carries, and you know, people may look at just numbers of yards gained. He's just done a tremendous job as they have controlled the ball for so much of this second half, Chaz. And, of course, no scores on the board in the second half. And that's advantage Pine Grove.
So Leininger sends 3 to the near side. Trying to run a numbers game over here, I think, John, to allow Morgan some one-on-one coverage. Snap over Leininger's head. Robinson going to go back, falls on it at the 40. And, boy, that's a loss of about 15.
I tell you, that's a toughie.
And I think Corey Mabry going to take a timeout. Let's hear from Larry before we head to commercial. Larry is in hometown where Nativity and Marion are doing battle. Here at Blue Mountain, it's Pine Grove 20. Blue Mountain 12, 4:12 left to play here in the fourth. But here's Larry.
After 3 quarters at Marion, Nativity 36, Marion nothing. 3 quarters, 36 nothing.
T102 Sports.
3rd and 24 at the Blue Mountain 39-yard line here for the Cardinals. Another high snap. Robinson going to pick it up this time behind the midfield stripe. Trying to roll forward, but it's another loss on the carry.
Well, 2 miscues in a row, Chaz, as they lined up and just kept pushing them back farther and farther, and now they're at their 44-yard line. So
the second drive, the Eagles have done this to the Cardinals here, John.
Yeah, but they haven't gotten anything out of it, and that's the key at this point. But now they're all the way back at the 43.
4th and 27. Do the Eagles bring the house down on this, John?
Well, time 4 minutes, I think so.
Here they come. They can't get the ball. Morgan's kick high. Hensley will call for a fair catch at the 15-yard line. And the Eagles will get the football back with 3:57 left to play here in this fourth quarter. Trailing the Cardinals 20-12.
Well, I thought it would be a defensive game, Chaz. I was a little surprised at halftime that we had 3 scores on one side, 2 on the other, but this second half has been all defense.
Defense and unfortunate circumstances for both clubs.
Yeah, turnovers in the first half for Blue Mountain. These miscues on these snaps, the long snaps, took Pine Grove right out of an opportunity.
Well, Dean's deployed the fleet here. Pass is complete on first down. E-Man Parker across the 25 to the 27. Quick first down here for Blue Mountain. And you got to believe they're going to get in the giddy up here shortly, John.
Absolutely, and that's a good reception, 12 yards for Parker. His second reception.
Dean immediately down the field. Pass is incomplete. Not sure if it was intended for Wallace Savage or Hensley, both receivers in the area, but neither able to come up with that one. Incomplete pass stops the clock. 3:40 left to go here in the fourth. Second down and 10 for Blue Mountain at their own 27, trailing 20-12.
Yeah, and Dean certainly has the ability. Wow, two big wideouts on this one, Chaz.
So here goes Dean looking to throw, loads up over top. Hops for Wallace Savage, incomplete. Makes it third down and 10.
Throwing the ball pretty far down the field here, Chaz, but now it's first down that they have to come up with. Even if they get maybe 7-8 yards, it's crunch time. They'd probably have to go for it.
So let's see what the Eagles plan to do here. Dean again in the gun. Cardinals showing blitz. Pressure's coming, flushed out. Dean rolling right, throwing on the run. Hensley goes up for the football, pulls it down, slides out of one tackle but into another. But it is good enough for a Blue Mountain first down, as that could be the Black Rock Trucks Joe Thurs Automotive uplifting play of the game. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. Blue Mountain running the hurry up right now. 3:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. 20-12, Pine Grove out in front.
21-yard hookup on that one.
Dean's pass intended for Parker, incomplete. And Josh Gibson got a look at that at the last second, and it went through him too.
Yeah, and hurry up. They had to get a play off quickly now. A little bit of time to recover.
So second down and 10 here for Blue Mountain. Clock stop with 3:15 left to go here in this fourth quarter.
There is such thing, I think, as a 4-minute drill in football. And that's what Blue Mountain's got to come up with here. Not
Dean
like that.
going to get sacked this time as the pressure coming. And making the stop is Aaron Crumrine. Also, guess who? Colin Ibarra around it as well.
What a game Colin has had. That's tremendous, but big 5-yard loss, Chaz.
So third down and 15. Pottsville now leading 21-12 with just under 10 minutes left to go in the ball game. Dean rolling to his right, down the sideline, incomplete. Intended over there. It was Wallace Savage.
Wallace Savage, yes.
Fourth down and 15.
Well, no question here. There's no more opportunities, Chaz. You know, they often talk about one pivotal play. This is it right now. There's been many in the game, but with this much time left on the clock, this is it.
And a timeout for Corey Mabry and company. 2:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 20-12. Pine Grove leads Blue Mountain. The Eagles will have it 4th and 15 when we come back on WAVT Pottsville.
Another great game here tonight.
Another rumble by Robinson to the 50. Picks up 5. And that'll make it third down at about 3.
And here we go, approaching. Well, they're putting them right on the midfield stripe.
And the Eagles with 1 timeout. The Cardinals have all 3 in their pocket. Play clock at 17. Leininger in no hurry in the huddle. Now we'll break that at 12.
18 carries for Brody Robinson tonight.
So Leininger ready. We'll await the snap. Calls for the football. Give again. Robinson picking and choosing his way. Picks up 2. And a quick timeout for Corey Mabry. Will take 1-2. 52.6 ticks left to go here, fourth quarter. It's Pine Grove area 20, Blue Mountain 12. Back after this on T102 Sports.
Well, we saw what Pine Grove did at the end of the first half, but they had 3 minutes and 11 seconds to work with, Chaz. We're looking at basically 44 seconds here, so interesting.
Well, this will be crazy as they're waiting for a football to come out from the Eagles sideline. The sanitization crew bringing in the special ball here, John. Well, it's just been one of those crazy nights.
Yeah.
$102 winner in the sack to sideline. An
go.
8-point game. The Eagles taking the football at their own 4. 43 seconds. Dean ready, looking, pumps, knocked into the air and incomplete. Aiden Nye getting a hand on it, and it'll make it 2nd down and 10. So 40 seconds left. Dean looking, loads up. Here it comes down the seam, intended for Wallace Savage and incomplete.
Intended for Wallace Savage. Pass ball's incomplete. 3rd down.
8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Oh, the football's on the 9, John, not the 4. I'm sorry, I was looking at the quarter. 9-yard line. 9-yard line. So, all right.
We're still good.
91 yards in front. I'm
91.
sorry.
They would have to match the 91
You're
yard
the one that
drive.
counts the numbers here, not me.
Well, I only have 10 fingers on the way. It's on the 9. I could have done it.
About 8 minutes left to go in the ball game in Lansford. North Schuylkill out in front 35-0 over Jim Thorpe. Dean loads up, incomplete, off the hands of Josh Gibson. And it's 4th and 10 from their own 9-yard line here for the Eagles.
23 Gibson.
Well,
4th down.
This is one of those ones, Chaz. You got to go.
Gotta go.
Yeah, you're on your own 9-yard line. You hope to bust a gut here and bust maybe a even 25, 30 yarder.
So the Eagles are down to this. 30 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, trailing 20-12. 4th and 10. Dean rolling right, loads up down the sideline, incomplete. And now all the Cardinals need to do is take a knee.
Yeah, great game, Chaz. How about that? No scoring in the second half. And for the first time this year, Chaz, I think one of my predictions came through. I said the first team to reach 14. And that's the way it worked out.
Timeout for the Cardinals. We'll take one to 24.9 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. 20-12. Pine Grove, they get the football at the Eagle 9 when we come back on T102 Sports.
Now back to Chaz and JP for local high school football on T102.
Cardinals in victory formation. And they do take a knee. A little bit of a shove there.
Yeah, a little bit.
On the defensive line. And Lining are saying to the official, guys, we came out in the formation. Like, can you tell them to settle in a little bit? And we're not going to have another snap.
No.
The ball game comes to a close here tonight, and the Cardinals of Pine Grove invade Blue Mountain and come out with a victory. The final score in this one, Pine Grove area 20, Blue Mountain 12. Coming up next, the MI Windows and Doors postgame show right here on T102 Sports.
Cars, trucks, SUVs. The buying process can be mind-boggling. Before buying a new Chevrolet or quality pre-owned vehicle, sit down with a
T102, your local high school football connection.
The MI Windows and Doors post-game show on the air tonight from the Eagles Nest. The clear choice. There's a lot goes on behind MI's windows, that's for sure, and a lot going on here tonight. John, you talked about snake-bitten teams, and at times, each one of these clubs still was.
They did, and sometimes they did it with penalties. Sometimes they did it with, and you'll hear in the wrap-up, big-time turnovers in a ball game. Snaps. There were just a lot of things that happened in this game. I really believe going in it was going to be a low-scoring game. At halftime, I was giving it second thoughts, but I had said I thought when you get to 14, that might be the winner tonight. Well, it turned out that way, but all the scoring was in the first half. And when you look back on this thing, Chaz, it's going to be mistakes on the Blue Mountain side, and Corey's very honest when he has a self-appraisal of a team. And on the other side, Frank Gaffney's kids stepped up, especially on the defensive end in that second half, to come away with their first victory of the year.
You know, John, for Frank Gaffney's club, this could be the lift they needed at the midpoint of the season. He was very adamant saying, you know, all you freshmen that have had to be rushed into action here in your ninth grade year, you're not freshmen anymore. And I think those kids bought into that idea, John. And I think at times they showed some poise to some veterans across the entire board for Pine Grove area.
I absolutely thought that all night long, Chaz. And some guys really stepped up big, guys who have been around a little bit. I thought Abara, Nye, all the rest of these guys on the defense really came up big. Defensive backfield all night long for these Pine Grove Cardinals. Did a great job. But at the end of the night, you walk away with records that I don't think really talk to how good either of these teams are. But that's the way things happen. And when mistakes happen, sometimes it just comes back to bite you. And I thought that did it again.
John, have you ever dreamed big about getting the full experience with your car, truck, or SUV?
All the time.
All the time, right?
Yeah,
well, your dreams are now reality as Black Rock Trucks and Equipment and Joe Thurs Automotive can handle your repairs, customization, or luxury features all under one roof. From roof to rubber and bumper to bumper, no job is too big or too small. Make your way to 109 Fireman's Road in Frackville. And Black Rock Trucks, Joe Thurs Automotive sponsor our uplifting play of the game. JP, what did you find to be uplifting tonight in this one?
Well, I got to tell you, Chaz, game was pretty close. Pine Grove gets the ball, 3:11 to go, and I thought the uplifting play of the game was the 29-yard reception that Dalton Giese hauled in as Pine Grove kept that drive alive after some back and forth there with some penalties and so on. But Dalton Giese from Leininger, 29 yards, and of course it ended up leading to that touchdown on the last play of the first half. So our Black Rock Trucks, Joe Thurs Automotive uplifting play of the game, Dalton Giese of the Pine Grove Cardinals.
You know, John, it's been a busy night on the tire iron. I mean gridiron. So let's open up that toolbox of yours once again and find out who turned the wrenches and was torqued up. And let's take a look at our final numbers. You know, they're not just tools, they're Mac tools, backed by great service from John Chirico. Give John a call at 570-582-3776.
That Mac tool can do a much better job than I can many nights. So we rely on it, but the flexible play of the game?
No, not the flexible play of the game. Let's look at our final numbers in the game.
Oh, okay. We could do that, too. Got me all geared up here. All right, let's look at Blue Mountain. First on the evening, rushing the ball, Hensley 1 for 1 yard. Johnson, 7 carries, 34 yards. Parker, 6 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Thompson, 6 carries, 17 yards. Dean, who had to do a lot of scrambling, ended up 4 with probably around 2 yards net. And Renninger, 3 carries for 14 yards. All in all, 27 carries, 104 yards on the ground. Through the air, Dean 7 for 18, 122 yards. Parker had 2 catches for 29 yards. Hensley ends up with 5 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. So total for Blue Mountain tonight combined 226 yards. For the winning Pine Grove Cardinals, Leininger tonight on the ground, 14 carries for 50 yards. Robinson, a workhorse, 19 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Morgan did carry the ball once for no yards. A total of 36 carries for 117 yards on the ground for Pine Grove. As far as throwing the ball, Leininger tonight, unofficially 13 for 21 for 222. Tonight, Morgan, again, dynamic, 7 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. Giese, 4 catches for 65 yards. Robinson had a catch for 25. Crumrine had a catch for 15. So that was the 222 yards through the air. Total yardage for the Pine Grove Cardinals tonight in their victory, 340 yards.
Ooh, that's a boatload.
That's a boatload or a bundle.
Well, John, we took a look at our Mac tools of the game tonight. Now, let's talk about your
flexible.
hits.
I'm flexible.
You certainly are. And I pulled an audible on you and had you all befuddled there. But anyway, life is about motion, so orthopedic injuries are just, part of life. Phoenix Physical Therapy helps you rise to new heights after an injury by creating a program focused on you. With direct access, you can easily schedule an appointment at one of their convenient clinic locations in Pottsville, Orangeburg, Frackville, Pine Grove, or Gratz. At Phoenix, you can recover, recharge, and rise. Visit phoenixphysicaltherapy.com to schedule your next physical therapy visit. So, who did you find to be flexible tonight?
Well, I talked about Dalton Giese in the drive near the end of the first half, but it was at the beginning of the game, I really believe. The flexible play of the game, his hips were going almost as well as mine did since the surgeries, and Bobby Deuce will take care of me. Robinson with a 33-yard run from scrimmage, which puts Pine Grove out in front, and of course they never trailed after that, but he made some great moves on a cutback. He's got to be the Phoenix Physical Therapy flexible play of the game, that Brody Robinson of the Pine Grove Cardinals.
What's your first call when your credit has you on the sidelines? Is it Savage 61, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Pennsylvania's most awarded dealership?
When I get a credit card or a call?
Yeah.
I don't answer them anymore.
Yeah, but when your credit has you on the sideline and you need a new ride, we're looking at Savage 61, right?
Well, I'm definitely going to Savage.
Well, they sponsor our lineman of the game. And who did you like in the trenches here tonight?
Well, I tell you, played from the guard position on offense. He was all over the field all night long on both sides of the ball. I thought Colin Ibarra of Pine Grove certainly deserves the Savage 61 lineman of the game.
Well, and the chips are down. Aaron's, the big score gets you started, but this player prevented the big score tonight. Who was your Aaron Sales and Lease defensive player of the game?
Well, when you look at it in the big picture, because this young man had a great night on the offensive side, but Josh Leininger, the free safety of Pine Grove, came up with 2 interceptions in this ball game, and I thought that certainly was a big difference in the ball game. So Josh Leininger of Pine Grove is the Aaron Sales and Lease defensive player of the game.
And, well, just like TB Landscaping turns your property into the all-star in your neighborhood, this player brought their A game tonight, and our TB Landscaping player of the game is...
Well, I said he was dynamic. The Pine Grove Dynamo, Shea Morgan, tonight is the TB Landscaping player of the game. For the game, 7 receptions, 117 yards, receiving the ball, and 2 touchdowns out of that wide receiver spot. So congratulations to Shea Morgan, TB Landscaping player of the game.
JP, if all points indicate tonight was a big night for 2 teams, Minersville rebounding, and if what we found was the proper score. They put up a bushel of points against Panther Valley tonight, and we're going to be headed to Minersville. Their opponent, the Green Wave of Nativity, who shut out Marion Catholic tonight, 36-0. This has been billed as the battle in the backyard. That rivalry will remain. The trophy may not, but the game will be next Friday night right here on T102.
I can't wait. You know, we saw Minersville. They had a tough time last weekend against the Bears. They struggled somewhat. Of course, Nativity loses that nail-biter against Williams Valley. And both those teams tonight, Nativity and Minersville, come back with a vengeance. Justin Franz gets his kids fired up after a really tough loss last week by a lot of points. Nativity loses a tough one. Pat Mason gets his kids ready. So can't wait to see the Green Wave and the Battling Miners next week, and we get to watch it up front.
Indeed. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, WPPA Sports Saturday on AM 1360, 106 FM. Ed Benashunas back in the booth after a month off. We're finally putting him back to work. And our special guest tomorrow will be Jeff Sampson, the head dog of the pound at Tri-Valley, getting a big victory in their first evening of football this season.
Talk about getting back in the saddle. I'm sure Jeff was thinking he was going to be walking the whole year. He's back in the saddle. And Tri-Valley off to a good start.
We'll also talk the ponies during tomorrow's show. Full recap of tonight's action. The Preakness Stakes is tomorrow, so we'll have the venerable pork trees, the one that doesn't fall off of chairs during touchdown tips. But anyway, that's tomorrow morning between 9 and 10 on WPPA Sports Saturday. Got to thank on-site producer Bill Tidmore tonight. Jay Skook and Skook News providing the video for our audio. If you watched it on Facebook this evening, thanks for tuning in there. And thanks for tuning in here to T102 Sports as our executive producer, Mark Michaels, makes us sound oh so smooth, John.
He is smooth as silk.
Of course, Ruth Weidman and company here at Blue Mountain for
Great
welcoming
job.
us in through all this. Roman Delight, Carmelo's Roman Delight, Daughtery's Heating and Air Conditioning, and Garland Communication Systems for allowing us to run the live feed tonight with Scoop News. But that's going to do it here from Blue Mountain. Pine Grove walks out with a victory. It's the Pine Grove Area Cardinals 20, the Blue Mountain Eagles 12. And you heard it all right here on T102 Sports.
Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, great.